Very good morning to all of you, and a very good morning to my online students as well. What a beautiful morning, good day to learn. So, guys, one or two things before we start. You see, the type of question that is being asked these days, at least since first lecture? Third? All right. So, online, you are there in the class. So, the most important thing about the mains exam, prelims, we'll talk about it a little later. The mains part is that they don't ask a straight question these days. You would have seen when I showed you the question. So for example, in land reform, they asked the question that which of the states got success, and they said why, right? So which means you don't have to write land reforms. If you are thinking I'll write land reforms and get away with it, sorry, not possible. So similarly, the first question itself, a very dangerous question. The first question said that talk about social goods starting from 1991 onwards. Not easy to handle. Unless you are prepared, you cannot handle these type of questions. Where else is the scope of asking these type of questions? Employment, unemployment. They will tell you that discuss employment, unemployment from 1991 onwards till date. Again, this type of question can be asked. One more type of question is possible in industries, that discuss the difference between Government of India's approach from 91 till 2010 and then from 2010 onwards. So this is a new Pandora's box that UPSC has opened just now. So what we have to do is, so I told you that, initially that our lecture will be around 4 months. Why around 4 months? I told you the word around is important here. Why? Because if something new comes up, we have to tackle that in the class. It might mean 1 or 2 lectures extra, but quality should not be compromised, which means that now equal attention also has to be given to what happened to India before 2010. Because earlier I used to feel that that can be done easily, normally, but now if you have to compare, then you have to be very good at it. And there is a third thing which is also added in the industries, which I was anyway planning to do it. I already announced it in the first class, that something related to data and something related to artificial intelligence and automation, which means that there are 3 things related to industries which has to be done, which typically people don't do. First is the pre-2010, what happened in India in industries, then 2010 onwards, which we are doing anyway. And then the third is the future of industries in India. So they say that the world has entered into something called as Industry 4.0. And that Industry 4.0 is all about automation, cyber security, artificial intelligence, blockchain, etc. Which means that these 3 types of preparation have to be done for industries. And my sense is that one cannot practice answer writing unless these 3 stages are done. So what I have decided is, till last year it was slightly different, but from this year, looking at the pattern of the exam, I feel that once we have the content in 2-3 lectures, then if we frame questions and answer, that will be much more mature and better. Because imagine me telling you, let us write what are the problems of industries in India. Nobody is going to ask these type of questions. But it's gone are those days. Even state services feel shy to ask these type of questions these days. Everybody knows it. Raw material not there, skilled labor force is not there, infrastructure not available, political support missing. That's it. So we can't practice these type of things, immature things. It will not help us in the exam. So what I have decided is, I was constantly going through the syllabus that I feel I should be taking 1 extra session with you just for answer writing, where I don't teach anything, but I only teach you answer writing. And that session is going to happen very soon. I think this week I'm planning that. I'll tell you the day based on when the classroom is free. So that day I will not teach anything, but I feel that you should definitely get 1 answer writing session from me starting itself, because we are going to cover substantial amount of industries by Thursday. So let's see when I get that 1 extra session after Thursday. So I'll call you maybe for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. If you want to attend online, you can. If you want to come offline, you can, your wish. Because I don't plan to teach anything. I'll just teach you how to structure the answer, because constantly we are doing so much of content. We should know how to use it. And I think we do it in the beginning, it's good for us. So that's one announcement. And there will be a small test. So for example, you understand that MCQs have to be done. I know we are doing mains type of topic. So what? If UPSC converts this mains topic into prelims type of question, then how will you handle it? So the day when I call you for answer writing, first when you come here, I'll give you 20 questions. You will have to give the answer. We'll have a small discussion. So I told you no teaching, but yes, question, answer. Then we will start the answer writing structure. And then in future in the classroom, we can do answer writing itself. Okay, this is my plan, but you need that 1 small session of how to approach answer writing. All right. So yesterday we were doing, some people are missing in the class. Okay. So, and I told them not to be absent. So make sure that you are not absent in these kind of lectures. And if some work is there, maybe life, important work, emotional work also sometimes. So what you can do is, you should definitely watch the videos. right? But make sure that you are either not absent, and if absent, watch the video on that day itself. So let's start with the remaining part of the story, which is Make in India. So please give a title, Make in India. And as usual, so whatever doubts you develop, you wait for 10:15, around 10:15 or 10:20. I will ask if you are stuck anywhere, etc. I'll help you out. So, you know, when I teach this part of the lecture, I become very happy. Reason being that I know one question will come from here. I mean, almost guaranteed that these 3-4 lectures I'm giving you, at least one question assured next year. Why? Because last year a question was asked from here. This year it was not asked. Guaranteed next year it will be asked. Because this is the pattern. If they will not ask industries, what will they ask? They have to ask this. So which means you are doing a potential UPSC question. Okay, let's come back. Let's answer a few questions. Fatafat mujhe bataiye, please. So you have to open the last page of your handout. And then you have to fill that portion. That's what I was thinking, that who's missing. See, one of your friends. Welcome back to the class. You came on time. No problem. You are on time. So guys, remember this, bubbles. Let's fill the bubbles. The first one we already filled. To my online students, are you having it? All of you are having it? The first one we already filled. So can you please tell me what are the 4 things we wrote in the first bubble? That what are the 4 targets of industry? Just the keywords. 25%, 100 million, value addition, and 12 to 14%. Now can you please tell me what are the 3 pillars of NICDP, National Industrial Corridor Development Program? Pillars. Infrastructure, RRA, infrastructure, RRA, but then it became NIP, and then PM Gati Shakti. Brilliant. How many projects are there inside NIP? 10,000. What is the total budget of NIP? Total budget? Around 111 lakh crores. Around 111 lakh crores. Brilliant. How many subsectors inside NIP? 34. How many ministries are there inside PM Gati Shakti? 16. And what is the second component of industrial corridor? Industrial cluster. 2 examples we already did. What are the 2 examples? Tamil Nadu, which corridor? Defense corridor. Another one? UP. What is that one special place that we did in Tamil Nadu saying that is important for map work? Tuticorin is very important. It's given in NCRT as well. It has been asked already in UPSC. Very important place. Alright. Now what is the third important element? Industrial smart cities. Now question for you. Can you please tell me some of the features of industrial smart city? I will ask by pointing out that who has to give that answer. So first let me take one answer from your online friends. So can you tell me just one feature of industrial smart city? Something new we learned yesterday. 2 important words we learned. The philosophy. Right. So can you please tell me one philosophy? I'm not interested in numbers. It's just 2 philosophies, very interesting philosophies we learned. I'll let you answer, but I'm waiting. Yes. Wonderful, I got, no, but I got only one. Okay, I got both the philosophies. Very nice. Let's start in the class itself. You volunteer, plug and play. Okay, one philosophy done. Second philosophy will come from there. You. Philosophy. Plug and play is perfect. Very nice. Walk to work philosophy. Very nice, very nice. So 2 philosophies. Okay, let me ask you more attributes of industrial smart city. Tell me one attribute, one feature. 4, very nice, very nice. Which job creation is one of the prime targets there. What is the second? Anything else that you want to add? Something? Use of which technology? So, yes, it will be digital technology, which means information, communication and technology. So very nice, ICT will be used, very nice. What type of energy will be used there? Green energy will be used, brilliant. And then I taught you something related to logistics. What is the definition of logistics? The moment you hear the word logistics, stupid, right? Very nice. I know it's not stupid, but we'll call it stupid just to memorize. Very nice. So now you know the definition of stupid, which means that logistic facilities will be completely developed in these smart cities. Very nice. And one of the important components that we missed, smart cities will contribute in what? India's ambition of increasing export. 2 trillion. Very nice, very nice. So we are planning to increase the export also. Okay, cool. So I just want to give you one data, which we will not use today. Just keep it in mind and write in your data book. So guys, if somebody will tell you Beta, India's logistic cost is very high. Which cost are we talking about? Cost of four things: storage, transportation, packaging, and distribution. That cost is very high. And if somebody will tell you that, what is the cost of logistics in India? So cost of logistics in India is 14%, around 14% of GDP. So if national income of India is 100 rupees, if India is earning 100 rupees every year, out of this 100 rupees, roughly 14 rupees we are spending just in logistics. See, the pen is itself changing the colors, like emotions, right? So if somebody will ask you what is the logistic cost, what will you say? Logistic cost is 14% of GDP. So, aap likh lo. Please write logistics cost in India is equal to 14% of GDP. This data should be there in your mind all the time. 14% of GDP in India. What is the global average logistic cost? Globally, if you take the average of all the countries like China, USA, Europe, average is around, absolutely correct. Average is around 8%, which means global LC, logistic cost, is equal to, he is right, around 8% of GDP. Now guys, look at the board please. There is one symbol which we have used, it's called tilde. Why is this symbol important? So whenever you put this symbol before a number, it means that you are talking about the word around. Okay, it's around 8%. So you're not saying it's 8, you're saying it's around 7, 8, 8.5, 9, something like this. So you should use this symbol in your mains answer. It's a standard symbol which is used globally. How does it help us? You don't have to write the word around all the time. Right? But be careful. If you write it like this, it becomes minus 8%. Be careful, right? So same thing can be used, multiple cases. If somebody writes okay, okay means good, okay, the person agrees. But when you type big messages to somebody and somebody gives a response, okay, that means over. So okay can be used for two cases. One, yes, I'm meeting you for coffee. And second is, everything is over. Same word can be used for two purposes. Same symbol, very dangerous symbol, be careful. So don't write a straight line. Always do it like this, tilde, wave. Fine, you can save the word around in the exam. All right, so what is the target of the government of India? This is too high. It's almost double of what we want. So what does Government of India want to achieve? Government of India wants to bring this down to this level by 2030. This is our target. So ऐसे लिख लो 2030. Just draw an arrow and write 2030, which means government is trying to bring it down by 2030. You know what you have just learned? You have learned something mazedar, very interesting. So you have just learned the National Logistics Policy Target. Government of India has created a policy called as National Logistics Policy. When was the policy launched? 2022. National Logistics Policy 2022. Under that, one of the target is we want to reduce the logistic cost. So here, just below the arrow, you should write NLP 2022. NLP 2022. Did you notice something? Now we are dealing in symbols. It's easy to memorize these things. So now, whatever we are doing in India, multimodal transportation system. Remember yesterday I taught you that seaport, etc., small trucks, then a big warehouse, then again come to Delhi and then distribute, etc. How does it help us? It helps us to achieve this. One of the reasons that we have the multimodal transportation system is because we want this to happen. Why are we developing industrial corridor, walk to work? Because we want this cost to be low. Because whenever you are late to work, whenever you are late to your factory, the production time is wasted. Your capacity is not fully utilized. So, and country pays for that. Why? Because every time you lose your capacity, your GDP comes down. It's like a cost to you. So, Government of India has launched this program called as National Logistics Policy, and government is saying our target is to come from here to here through various methods. One of the methods is multimodal transportation system. Second method is walk to work. So, please write in your notebook. Not in your data book now. Please open your notebook. And please write extra point. These extra points can be used in mains answer writing. So please write extra point. NLP, National Logistics Policy, NLP aims to reduce India's logistic cost. through various instruments, like multimodal transportation system, comma, Gati Shakti, PMGS, Gati Shakti, because Gati Shakti is good governance. How can you reduce cost without good governance? Not possible. Good governance, comma, NIP, National Infrastructure Pipeline. Without good infrastructure, how will you reduce the cost? Simple. NIP, etc. So we'll write the etc. part later on. Abhi for now, this is good enough. So that's one part. Can I see your notebook, how you are making notes? Because I feel that I noticed something. Are you leaving margin on the sides? Are you leaving margin? No. Are you leaving margin, guys? To my left, you should. You should leave margins, because I'll tell you how it will help you. Dekho, if you keep repeating one activity every day for next 3-4 months, what it does to us is it tunes our brain in that direction. Now imagine, I'll show you this. Now imagine that you're writing your answer, or you are making the class notes in sheets like this. Even if you are plain white sheet, no problem. Just put 2 lines like this here, just like a UPSC, original UPSC answer sheet. And then you write in between. It will give you an idea that which topic is being done to what extent in the class. So if I'm teaching you a topic for 1 page or 2 pages, you should understand it's a 10 marker. If I'm teaching you a topic for 3 pages, 1, 2, 3 or 4 pages, 15 marks question. So while revising, you will know that achha, this I have to prepare for 10 marks, this I have to prepare for 15 marks automatically. Anybody reading your answer will not know this. They will not understand that which question has to be given what importance, but you will know it. Because if you are writing something as half a page, that means that's not the answer. That means that is to be used as a value addition in a big answer. In a big answer, a passing reference or example. So anything which is less than 1 page in your note is just a case study or example to be written in the exam. Anything worth 2 pages is actually your answer. Anything worth 3-4 pages is your 15 marks answer. So make sure that you also create this kind of ruled lines in your notebook. So if possible, aaj koi baat nahi. I know that you must be having already your notebooks today. Kal se kar lena. From tomorrow we'll do it. Now please fill this bubble. Second bubble. The second bubble is about, मैं लिख देता हूं. You also do it with me. The second bubble is this. What are we going to write? National Industrial Corridor Development Program. National Industrial Corridor Development Program. And we have to fill all the 3 components. So first component we are going to fill is infrastructure. And here we will write RRA, then we will write NIP and PMGS, Gati Shakti. That's the first one. Second, we are going to write industrial cluster. And third, industrial smart cities. Industrial smart cities. In the bracket, if we can write technology plus clean energy, because these are 2 unique things. Technology plus clean energy. This is how you frame the diagram for your UPSC mains answer. You don't overstuff. But the moment you write these 2 words, technology and clean energy, because India aspires to achieve these 2 things now. We are not good in these 2 things. We exactly want this. So imagine you writing this in the exam. Immediately examiner will say, wow, this guy or girl, they have understood what government of India wants. So you are a perfect policy maker for the government in future. So that's why you should do like this. Now let's come back. So guys, this diagram, if you remember, whatever I'm going to draw it, you don't need to draw. I'll tell you when to start. So guys, I taught you NICP, National Industrial Corridor Development Program. Then I told you that we are doing something like this. Remember? And all the 3 ingredients done. Let's not waste time. What is the problem? One big problem that we realize, everybody said defense, defense, defense. If everybody wants defense, who will give us food? And you understand there is a big problem in India. I'll tell you the biggest problem in India. 30 to 40% of India's food is wasted. According to which committee? Dalwai committee. So Dalwai committee said that roughly 30 to 40% of India's agricultural production is just wasted. What is the processing level in India? Food processing level, hardly 10 to 12%. So if we have 100 kg tomatoes, we are converting hardly 10 to 12 kg into tomato ketchup. That's the level of processing in this country. That's it. Let's go to USA. If they have 100 kg tomato, they convert roughly 65 kg tomatoes into tomato ketchup. And what do we do in India? 10% is the food processing, remaining 30 to 40% we throw, and remaining 30% we are distributing and selling in the market, which is very bad. Number two, this is a very dangerous thing. India claims that we are the best in the world in terms of medicine. So we say that we are best supplier of medicine, producer of vaccine, agreed. But who gives us the raw material for that? China. So almost 90% of the raw material which is required by pharmaceutical industry comes from China, huge dependence. And when you depend on somebody for your smile and happiness, and if that person is not happy, you will not be happy. So what happens? India is too dependent on China for its import of raw materials, which is not a good thing. Imagine one day, like during COVID, China said, I will not give you raw material. Our medical industry and pharmaceutical industry was about to collapse. This happened in India. So government of India should be very careful about these 2-3 things. So what did government of India do? Government of India said, now we need to design a new policy which takes care of these challenges. Our dependence on others should come down. Number two, we should diversify from defense towards food processing, medicine, automobile, because India requires everything. So we said, why not diversify? But can the central government force the state government and say, state, Tamil Nadu, if you want defense, I will not give you defense? No, we cannot say that. We can never do that. So what is the way out? Can the central government force the state government that I have created agricultural policy, you have to follow it? No. You cannot force a state in terms of agriculture or industrial policy. States will decide what they want to do. But can you motivate them? Yes, why not? And how will you motivate them? By giving them sound logic. Right? And who helps you in providing sound logic? Niti Aayog. So what did Niti Aayog? Niti Aayog is a think tank. Think tank means research center. So what did Niti Aayog do? Niti Aayog called all the states. And Niti Aayog called all the states in 2014 and said, hey states, let's have a dialogue. In that dialogue, what was told to the state? It was told to the state that, for example, east and northeast of India, Bihar, Bengal and northeast, Niti Aayog told them that, do you guys know that you are the champion in horticulture? You are one of the best in the world in terms of fruits, vegetable, medicinal plants, etc. You are the best in the world. Why don't you go for food processing industry? Because you will be immediate hit in the world. Your income will increase, your job will increase, and your state's income will become one of the best in this country. Why don't you go for that? Similarly, it was told to some of the states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, etc. that you should also promote a lot of textile. In textile, India is very good in the world, but these days our ranking is coming down. We are not doing that well in textiles that we were supposed to do, which means something is wrong. So the government of India told these states like Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat that something is wrong. Why don't you do more research in the field of textile? I'll help you out. So immediately government of India started to talk to various states and started to tell them that, hey, you are good in this, you are good in this. Why don't you go for it? Don't you feel that you have natural advantage in this? Immediately the states of India agreed. They said, it's right. Niti Aayog is right. Because they are talking sense. Now imagine guys, ab dhyan sunna. Imagine that you have the aptitude of a civil servant and I force you to do a PhD in mathematics. What kind of PhD candidate will you become? You will be able to complete it, no problem. Dekho, students only complete these kind of exams. You can do a PhD in mathematics, not an issue. But what a mediocre performance it will be, because your natural talent is of good governance. You have it inside you that you can be a very good administrator. You can launch policies, you understand the pulse of the society. Maybe you are good in, let's say, politics, and we are forcing you to go and solve algebra problem and real analysis problems. What kind of life will you have? Very depressed life. So we should be doing first those things where we have the natural advantage and the talent. So what did the government of India do and Niti Aayog do? Niti Aayog went to all the states and said, states, I'm giving you in 2014, don't write guys, I'm giving you a list of 25 sectors. Look carefully guys. So what did Niti Aayog do? Niti Aayog gave a list of 25 sectors to all the states of India and told them that from this list, please select something in which you have natural advantage. So for example, your state is very good in the production of sugarcane. You please take sugar industry, which means you please select food processing industry. If your state has a lot of chemicals, you please select pharmaceutical industry because you can contribute in pharmaceutical industry of India. If your state is very good in terms of ITI and skill development training institutes, you have more engineers, please select electronics. So this way, the government of India started to motivate the states that please diversify. 25 sectors ka list was given to them. Now let's take the example of northeast of India. So northeast and east of India, Bihar, Bengal and northeast, they selected food processing industry and they said, government of India, can you help us in establishing food processing industry under this list? Because at number 5 or 6 is food processing. Immediately the central government said, I will help you, please come to Delhi. They said, hold. Come to Delhi, why? So central government said, because if you come to Delhi, I will give you permission. So Bihar, Bengal and northeast of India said, no, but Delhi is not India. How can Delhi be India? India is everywhere. So immediately the states objected in the Niti Aayog meeting and they said, that's bad because that's like discrimination. That some states don't need to travel, while some states you are forcing them to travel. It's a wastage of time. And I told you, when time is wasted, it acts like a cost to the society. So the northeast of India said, east of India said, sorry, we will not travel, you come to us. Because this is federal polity, you have to cooperate. And this is digital era. Why do you need us to physically travel? Immediately government of India said, okay, agreed, problem solved. Government of India said, from today, we have a new process. What is the new process? This beautiful point. The new process is, central government made an announcement that if any state of India requires any permission, for example, you want to open food processing industry, you need some licenses. First, you need to register your company with Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Then you need something called food license. Then you need to take the quality control checks. You need electricity, you need water supply, export-import license. All these licenses are required. So center said, if any state government wants anything, they do not need to travel. You just open one app called as Make in India app. You log in there, you file your application. Through one application, all the permissions will be given to you in a time-bound manner. That concept is called as ease of doing business. And when you get all the permissions just through one mobile app or one portal, that is called as single window clearance scheme. So single window scheme, clearance scheme. So sometimes they write it as SWCS, sometimes SWS. So we'll use the short form. So single window clearance. Single window clearance is an example of ease of doing business. So Government of India established in the year 2014 that now India is going to use new process. What is the meaning of new process? That you don't need to physically travel, no discrimination, no time waste. You sit in your state and just digitally you take all the permissions which is required. If there is a conflict, then the central government said, I will send DPIIT to resolve the conflict. Even if the conflict is not resolved by sending DPIIT, then center said that then I will call you in the Niti Aayog to have a discussion. We can have elaborate discussions. But do you see the changing approach? Now center is not saying come to me. Center is saying I will reach out. This is a very different kind of approach. This is called good governance. Remember a question related to good governance, GS paper 2. Good governance, GS paper 2 mains, UPSC this year. You have not read the paper, no? Some of you have. So, okay. So don't worry, because see, I won't teach you GS paper 2, but one day I want to open that question in front of you. When I teach you things like direct benefit transfer, subsidies in India, there we can actually look at that question and see that how to answer GS paper 2 question using some examples from economics. So I'm not saying use entirely economics argument, but yes, some examples can be quoted there which will make your answer stand out from the rest of the answers. So that's your first thing, new process, okay? I think we should write it. Now please write MII, Make in India. Why to waste time? Let's keep making notes. Make in India. MII aims to, you are my smart kids, please tell me, MII aims to what? Pata hi aapko? Aims to 25%, absolutely, 25%, 100 million value addition and 12 to 14% ROGE. MII aims to, same things. MII aims to. Done? Wonderful. Now change the paragraph please and please write pillars or components, pillars or components of MII, Make in India. Pillars or components of make in India. Please write number 1. Acha bachcho, remember one thing. Whatever name we are giving, like new process, it has been coined by Government of India. Niti Aayog has developed these names. We cannot change these names. We can't call new process as new facility. We can't, because it's given by Government of India, we can't change it. So please write number 1, new process, new process, new process. Okay, and I have a request. So the request is that whenever you come for this type of lecture, since it's a morning lecture, I'm taking the best part of your day, mind you. So this batch actually takes the best and the most productive part of your day. And after that, whatever you do will be something different, but this is the phase when you are most productive. Now, the request to you is that whenever you attend this lecture with me, because we have a long journey and we are going to have a very qualitative journey, so make sure that whatever stress is there in your life, you keep it outside the class, because then your learning will become, you have no idea, it will become 100 times more productive and better. And you don't need to revise it even once at home, I assure you this. If you are fully and emotionally and physically, everything should be present in the class. So if you are attending the class physically and emotionally, you are involved in the class, you are participating and you are enjoying this and you are being happy in the class, I'm telling you that you don't even need to revise. You just need to revise it once before the exam. Rest, everything will be taken care in the class. But in return, I just need one thing, that you should be 100% present in the class mentally, and you should be happy while learning. Don't have any doubts. Don't have doubts as in pata nahi, what kind of subject is this? What will happen to me? Will I get tandoori momos in the evening today? But these kind of things, please don't imagine all this. ये सब करना नहीं, there is no फायदा. हाँ, you are studying economics and you are thinking, ये तो ठीक है economics, but what about polity? Why to think about polity now? And if I am teaching you make in India, you are thinking, this is okay, but how will we write answer? We will write answer when the time comes, but why to think about it? If you memorize this, answer writing will become easy. One step at a time, my friend, right? So just don't have any stress and pressure. Just be happy, keep smiling, be positive, and you see the difference in your life. It will come. Just practice it, please. All right, guys? Wonderful. So come back, please. So please write number 1. Did you write the first one? New process. हाँ, लिखे that the government has introduced ease of doing business through schemes like single window clearance, single window clearance scheme, through schemes like single window clearance scheme, to provide the necessary approvals and permissions efficiently in a time-bound manner. Number 2, new infrastructure. That's the second component, new infrastructure. So guys, under which policy is the government providing infrastructure to everyone? NIP, brilliant. And how is the governance being taken care of? PM Gati Shakti. So are we going to write both or one? Both. How many ministries will be involved in providing infrastructure? 16 ministries, brilliant. So please write, the government is providing, very good, the government is providing the required infrastructure through, the government is providing the required infrastructure through NIP, National Infrastructure Pipeline, and PMGS, PM Gati Shakti. Third one, please write new sectors. New sectors. New sectors. I'll speak on this for 2-3 minutes, then we will write, because here we have to talk about Dr. Raghuram Rajan, very, very crucial. And we have also to understand a few things which the government of India understood very late. So now see what happened is, I'm going to show you a list, but please don't bother about the list, you don't have to memorize. You just have to see this and then forget about the list. Because you don't have to memorize, there is a new list which has come, so you don't have to look at this, please. Isko just let's go through it once. So which are the 25 sectors which the government mentioned? Let's read and see what are the sectors. See, example, auto components, automobile, aviation, biotechnology, chemical, construction, defense, electrical machinery. And by the way, the construction that you see here, at that time, it was considered to be it was considered to be industry. We are talking about 2014. At that time, government never said construction means, this industry. At that time, construction would mean services. But now the government has changed. At that time, it was services, but now the government has included construction in industries. Now industries, that time services. So, oh wow, one service.
But at that time, if it was services, then why it is mentioned list as sector?
List as?
Manufacturing.
No, it's not manufacturing. It's make in India, not manufacture in India. So that's the point I was going to talk about. Be careful. So let me complete, you'll understand. So what is the government doing? Focus please. First is automobile, auto components, automobile, aviation, biotechnology, chemical, construction. At that time, construction was service. So government of India put services inside. Now let's see more. So for example, electrical machinery, defense, electronic system, food processing industry, which with the food processing also included. Let's go there. Oh, IT. Wow, service. IT, BPOs, service sector included. Wonderful. Media, service. Mining, you understand, oil and gas, pharmaceutical, port, railway, etc., etc. These are all industries. But amazing, some kind of service like the tourism, wellness, this is all service, which is that if you count the number of services, you find that at least half a dozen service sector has also been included. So, but half a dozen. Out of 25, hardly 5 to 6 services and remaining all manufacturing. Everybody started to ask the government, wait, this is make in India. You said we are going to promote manufacturing. Government said, we never said that we are going to promote only manufacturing. There's a difference. It's called make in India. It's not called manufacture in India. Make in India. M for make, not manufacture. So, Government of India said that we are going to, listen to it very carefully guys. So, Government of India said we are going to promote both manufacturing and services through make in India. Who was looking at this list? Dr. Rajan. He said bad. He is the one who objected. He said not very good. So, Government of India said why? What is bad in this? Right. So, he wrote a research paper because government was not talking to him properly. And he was not talking to the government properly. So what do academicians do when you don't talk to them? They will write a research paper. They don't write letters and big SMSs. They will write a research paper and say, according to me, this is the research. Ab samajh lo aap, this is for you. Right. So Dr. Raghuram Rajan, no love lost between Dr. Rajan and Government of India. So he wrote a research paper. In that research paper, he argued that Government of India, imagine that you only promote manufacturing now because service for the sake of name you are putting services. So in the list of 25, there are 19 manufacturing and 6 services. India is number 1 in the world in terms of services. If you are number 1 in something and you don't pay equal attention to that and suppose you undermine it. So for example, let's say you are very good in polity, but you are not good in history. So you start studying history and polity, maybe just one day before the exam you revise. Your performance will go down in polity. You need to revise polity at least once a week or in 10 days you need to revise polity also. So Dr. Rajan told Government of India, Government, you are the best in the world in terms of services. But look at the importance you are giving to services, you are undermining it. So nothing will happen in next 10 years. But after 10 years, your manufacturing will start to become better in the world, your ranking will improve, but your service rankings will go down. Because you are not including more services in it, which you should include ideally. Like financial services missing. And India's financial services are considered to be one of those sectors which has huge potential in future. But Government of India did not include that. And similarly, there are many more services like administrative services. These things are not included. Management, not included. Consultancy, not included. And Government of India was ignoring all this, and Dr. Rajan was saying, Government, if you don't promote consultancy and finance, that means you will import those services from other countries. You will hire foreign consultants. You will pay them money. What about Indians? So he was telling the Government of India, don't act foolish. Please increase the number of services and create a balance so that you remain number one in services and you also become number one in manufacturing. But government did not understand this. Government says, no, देखो, arrogance में ना, we don't listen to anybody. When we are little arrogant about it, that no, I am the best, फिर problem happens. But one day, life teaches you lessons. So what happened? Some policymakers understood that no, arrogance is not good because this scheme was not giving us success. So government also changed. And when you change, then you are not arrogant, you become wise. देखो बच्चों, क्या होता है ना? What is wisdom? Simple one-line definition of wisdom. Wisdom is the readiness and eagerness to accept things and change. That's it, simple. I am not a real guru, so I can't give you that kind of gyan, bada lectures. I can give you only one line, that whenever you are ready to accept that some fault has happened and you take action to rectify it, then you are wise, according to me. Very simple definition. What did Government of India do? Accepted area problem. Because our service sector has been going down. Remember, 8% rate of growth of service. That's not good. In a country which is world leader in services, 8% rate of growth. Can I tell you Chinese rate of growth of services? 9.2%. Now how can we be number one? That means we are definitely losing it out somewhere. Even Thailand is doing good in services. Singapore is doing good in services compared to us. Can you imagine this? So Government of India said, agreed, mistake, let's improve. When this is realization come? 2021. And in 2021, we scrapped this list and we said, bad. And what did we do? We got a new list, and that's your new list. This list is called as Make in India Stage 2 or 2.0. It is Make in India only. Why is 2.0 added? Because there is a second list. So that's your 2.0. In this list, a reshuffling happened, and now we have 27 sectors. These 27 sectors ka formula is that these 27 has been divided into 15 plus 12. 15 related to manufacturing and 12 related to services. Now, you are my smart kids. Can you please tell me who will be the nodal agency for manufacturing? DPIIT. Well, without me telling you, you know it already. Who will be the nodal agency for services? DOC. So DPIIT and DOC. And which ministry will control all this? One ministry? Ministry of Commerce and Industries. MOCI. So Government of India divided them into 15 manufacturing and 12 services. Why more services were included? Because we were losing the edge. We were not performing well in services, and other countries were giving us tough competition. Even those countries which we never thought would compete with us, they started to beat us. In China is never known for services. Chinese services started to become better because Chinese manufacturing started to go down, so they started to compete in services. And we started to lose out. So this is what the Government of India did. Let's have a look at it quickly. Do you need to memorize this? Well, if UPSC is in right senses, they will never ask you the list. But if somebody becomes crazy in UPSC, you never know. So my jugaad, if I were a student preparing for this exam, what will I do? I would not memorize the entire list. I will memorize some of the important sectors which every aspirant should know. So for example, let's say here I'll put textile. I would memorize that, okay, textile is a part of the list. Food processing, gems and jewelry, iske upar I'll give you a speech one day. And then renewable energy, pharmaceutical. These things I will memorize. So do you have that list in your handout? Can you please open? To my online students, please open the list and please mark this. Textile, I will tell you the story of textile today itself. Textile, food processing, then gems and jewelry, new and renewable energy. And can I request you for one thing? I took one workshop in Wajiram. The workshop is available on the Wajiram YouTube channel. Recently I took that workshop. That workshop's theme was the diamond sector, jewelry sector. So you please watch that video. How many hours? I think 1 hour, 10, 20 minutes, something like this, or 2 hours, something like this. So you should watch that video, because on and off I keep taking these workshops, and those videos are available on the Wajiram YouTube channel. It helps you to get a perspective. So watch it, and whatever is important from there, I'll cover it in the class itself. But if you watch it before coming to the class, it will be good because your understanding will improve. Watch it whenever you get time. If you don't get time, no problem. Anyway, I'll do it. So, textile, food processing, gems and jewelry, and renewable energy. This you should mark. Let's come to services. Ab dekho, I was telling you that there are some services which India should be proud of, and we were ignoring those services. We should not have ignored. So see, IT, you mark IT please. Tourism is very important for India. Why? Because when artificial intelligence will attack us, tourism sector is going to create services. So we cannot ignore it, right? So tourism, and then you have logistics services. See, why logistic? Because without logistics and transportation, we feel that our cost of logistics will never come down. Yes, Pankaj, absolutely. Diamond, gold, etc., etc. Yes. So you can look for that video. And if you are not getting it, मुझे बता देना. I'll make that video available through your the portal also. Already watched it. Great. Accounting and finance. See this, please. This is what I was talking about. You know why it is important? See, I will teach you one of the chapters called as Startup India. Then I will teach you MSMEs also. There are so many types of industries in India. Don't you think every industry, every factory also needs accounting system? Because industries are becoming complex. Now imagine for accounting, you are hiring an accountant from Europe. Why? Why there is a need to hire accountant from Europe? India mein to there are so many people who are good in accounting, etc., etc. Why don't you take their services, promote them, promote employment? So we were ignoring this. Now the government of India has included. Ye dekho, audio visual, right? So the people who make reels, etc. Food blogger, travel blogger, all right. Legal services. आपको पता है, the more complex the life is, the more issues that arise out of legalities and challenges. So legal services needs to be promoted. And do you know that India is going to allow the foreign legal firms to establish base in India now? Yes, government of India has said, I will allow the foreign legal firms to come and open their office in India. So, which means that our legal services should also be equally good. Then only we'll be able to compete. So these are some of the environmental services. Imagine I'm going to establish a factory and I don't know what kind of machine should I use. I don't know what is clean energy. I don't know what is green energy. I have no idea. Whom to consult? Chartered accountant, they won't be able to help. Whom to consult? A lawyer, they won't be able to help. Whom to consult? Environmental services, see? They are the ones who will tell us what to do about it. And then financial services, you understand, if you have to invest in mutual fund shares, etc., then of course you can. So one of your friends is saying now government is also trying to regulate the finfluencers, right? Those who advise us that buy this share, buy this bond, and they themselves never buy those things, but they will motivate us to buy. Then they will say that give us 100 rupees, we'll help you to buy. But that's it, done. Right? So be careful with people who make a lot of reels, huh? Just be careful. I only make sometimes some reels, not often. So guys, so let's come back. The real world is very dangerous. New sectors, चलिए बताइए. So what is it? Do you have to watch your last economic survey? वो सब बाद में देख लेंगे. I'll tell you later on. Let's complete this. So I'll tell you later on. Huh? Okay, come back please. So guys, what are we doing? How many sectors are included? Initially, how many sectors were included? 25. Most of them were what sectors? Manufacturing sectors, and a few of them were services. But you understand that services got ignored. So what did the government of India do? They changed the list. How many sectors now? 27. How many manufacturing? Who takes care of manufacturing? And who takes care of services? So let's write new sectors. Likhe that initially, please write bacho, initially 25 sectors were included. 25 sectors were included. But now, under MII 2.0, a total of 27 sectors, having 15 manufacturing, and 12 services, have been included. Full stop please. DPIIT is the nodal agency. This you have to write for prelims. This is for prelims. So DPIIT, kahin pe aap likh lo prelims and then you should write it. DPIIT is the nodal agency for DPIIT is the nodal agency for manufacturing and DOC for services. DOC for services. Bacho, I'll teach you one theory in fiscal policy, but let me ask you the question without telling you the name of that theory. Huh? I'm going to draw a diagram. You don't need to do it because in fiscal policy, I'll teach you this. I just want to see how your common sense and logic is working. Now imagine, Bacho, that our economy is not doing well at all. It happened during COVID. It happens during any kind of crisis that the economy and the society does not do well. People lose jobs, factories are shut down. And suppose you are the government at that time of the country where these problems are happening. As a government, would you start to tell everyone that economy and society is not doing well, there is a crisis? So I am also not going to spend money, and you will keep your hands like this, you will seal your pocket and say, sorry, this is the money that I have, I am the head of the state, I am the Prime Minister and President, but I will not spend money because crisis time is there. Will you behave like this, or you will say that, oh, factories are being shut down, economy is not doing well, everybody is in a gloomy condition, there is depressive tendency all around, I am the head of the state, let me release some cash and let me start the construction of roads so that I can give some jobs to the society and the people. What will you do? When there is a crisis, you become more conservative or you become more open and increase the expenditure? More open and increase the expenditure. I will not use the technical terms today. I will just use the logical terms, because when I teach you technical terms, then I'll tell you how to use them. So when you are in trouble, don't be conservative. In fact, you should be more open to new ideas, talking to people so that you can find solutions in life. Whereas when the economy and the society is in trouble or crisis, they should not become conservative and say, I will never spend money. In fact, they should spend little more money at that time to create more jobs and to bring the economy back to normal. Same thing the government of India has started to do as a change of thought process, change of mindset. So government of India is saying that, hey, east and northeast of India, Bihar, Bengal and northeast, I promised you that I will give you resources, I will give you infrastructure so that you can create food processing industry. And in last 1 year, I have given you that. But the result that I should have received from your state is not good. Your food processing industry is not creating good quality food products. I am very unhappy with you. I am shutting down all the support that I am giving you. Do you believe that this type of attitude should be there in the government of India? Never. It should never happen. So if you have given all the support to particular state and the state is not able to give you result, should you shut down the support, or should you call the state again and say, hey, tell me what else is required? I want to help you a little more. So yes, you should call them and ask them what else is required. I'll help you a little more. This type of mindset is called as a very friendly mindset. And the initial mindset which I told you that, hey, you have not been able to give me result, I'm going to shut down all the support. That's like you are moving around with a stick. So the first approach where you move with a stick and punish people is called as a regulator. And the second approach where you become more friendly is called facilitator. So suppose that the economy is like this. Economy is not doing well, or the state is not able to perform. See, below the line. So they are really doing very bad. What should the government of India do? Should the government of India say, I'm withdrawing all the support? If you withdraw all the support, the economy will become this. So what should you do? If the economy is already here, government of India should come and say, hey, don't worry, you are here. I'm going to give you extra support to pull you up and bring you here. This extra support is called facilitator, and this is called regulator. When you crush somebody, you punish somebody, technically you are correct. They didn't perform, you punish them. But then holistically you are wrong. Because when people are not doing well at that time, they need more support. So government of India is saying, okay, I'm changing my governance model from regulator to facilitator. Why did I give you this speech? Though easily I could have said in one line, because I wanted to teach you this concept that whenever economy is not doing well, the government of India at least tries to invest little more in construction of roads and revival of the economy. This type of policy, as your friend was saying, is called as expansionary fiscal policy. So whenever your society is down, government of India comes, takes out money and says, I'm going to spend more money in creation of more jobs, etc. So government of India spends more money, expansionary fiscal policy. So when you are down in life and if you follow expansionary fiscal policy, there is a chance that you might be able to revive. So Atmanirbhar Bharat was actually having a component called as expansionary fiscal policy. So when our economy was down during COVID, this is COVID. And government of India tried to bring it up. So this was Atmanirbhar Bharat package. So through Atmanirbhar we try to bring them up. But I will teach you this more when we reach the topic called as fiscal policy. I have huge discussion for this. We are going to spend at least an hour on discussing this very technically, and we are going to write a lot of formulas also, but at that time. So please write the next one, new mindset. So the fourth is new mindset. New mindset. Please write that the government is trying to change its role. The government is trying to change its role from being a regulator to facilitator, from being a regulator to facilitator, from being a regulator to facilitator, right? Full stop, please. Write a question, please. Please write a question. Discuss the impact of Make in India. Discuss the impact of Make in India. Discuss the impact of Make in India. Now, bachcho, do you remember yesterday I gave you some rules of writing the introduction? Yaad hai aapko? Do you remember? Yesterday only we talked about some introductions, guys. So what are the things that you should write in introduction? Can you please tell me? Bataiye, please connect. Please open the pages. Reports if possible. Some facts from current affairs if possible. Committee report, etc. Suppose you are not getting it, then SDG. But you know that there is no SDG which directly talks about manufacturing and services. You can't directly connect it. It becomes absurd. Forcefully, you should not do it. Then what is the best way to do? Very generic with some specific words. Like I told you, Amrit Kal, by 2025 we want to have $5 trillion GDP, Amrit Kal 2047, inclusive growth. These are the things that we should include. So in this kind of question, if you have to write the introduction, if you know some reports, some facts, or some latest findings, superb, because there is nothing better than that. But at this point of time, whatever reports we use, it will be old only. So because new reports will come in the new budget and the new survey next year. So let's try to learn that if we don't have reports, such a reports hoga, it's very easy. But if we don't have reports, how to write the introduction? So can you suggest me? Question is saying, discuss the impact of Make in India. Now this question has two parts to it. Impact means positive impact and negative impact. So you have to start with an introduction, and you have to write an introduction for this question, and then you have to write positive impact. Don't use the word negative impact. Instead of negative impact, we use the word challenge, and then we have to draw the conclusion. And here we have to draw a flow chart or a diagram. So which flow chart, which diagram? Please open the last page of your handout and let's immediately fill that handout. Last page of your handout, the bubble diagram. So this is MII, Make in India, and this is the flow chart that I'm talking about, which you have to draw. So what will you write? First one, pata hi aapko, you know it, new process. So you also write it, new process, EODB, ease of doing business. Don't overstuff, just write new process in the bracket, ease of doing. This is how you draw flow chart for mains. Second, new infrastructure. What infrastructure? NIP and Gati Shakti. Very nice. Third one, new sectors. New sectors. So what will you write? 27 is equal to 15 manufacturing plus 12 services. Don't overstuff. Other than this, you should not write anything, because diagrams are not meant to be chaotic. They are meant to be simple. And a diagram should never give you a headache. Fourth, new mindset. Very nice. New mindset. And we will write regulator to facilitator. You please write the full form, regulator to facilitator. This has to be done in your mains answer. So how will you write the introduction? Since it is your training time, for a week or 2 weeks, I will train you. Uske baad I'll stop training and I'll start asking questions. So let me train you first of all how to write introduction. Dekhiye bachcho, it's very simple. So what you have to do is you have to first recall that why the government of India required Make in India. The government of India required, listen to me very carefully, government of India required Make in India because we have to diversify. We have to diversify and we have to make sure that we attain self-sufficiency in terms of manufacturing as well as services. Number two, we want to promote export. We want to become an export-led economy. And third, we want to create more jobs. Fourth, we want to promote more technology. Because the reason we are doing all these things is we want to create jobs, we want to promote domestic technology, value addition, and we also want to make sure that both manufacturing and services get equal importance, and both manufacturing and services should contribute in India's export-led growth. This is the holistic idea. Itna likh nahi sakte. We can't write this much in the mains answer of UPSC introduction. Introduction has to be crisp. What will you write? So you will write, likhe, please write. MII has been designed to improve technology, value addition, export, job creation, through manufacturing and services. Manufacturing and services. During Amrit Kal, continue writing without a full stop. During Amrit Kal, to become a developed country. That's it. So guys, all the spices and the masalas are there in your introduction. Everything is there. Government will become very happy. In fact, they will appoint you as the spokesperson of the government. Right? Amrit Kal, developed country, export, value addition, technology, there is nothing left. Pura GS paper 3 is inside it. Right? That's your introduction. That is the spicy introduction that you should write for your exam if you don't have any reports in mind. If they ask you any question in services, you know, just rearrange these sentences and you have a very good introduction for most of the questions in the exam. But I'll give you so many introductions, don't worry. Around 20 words introduction, absolutely. 20, 25, 30, this is how it should be. Okay, change the paragraph and please write. During Amrit Kal, yes. So guys, no, during Amrit Kal was a part of the previous statement only. You thought it's a new statement. Nahi, it continued. Let me read. Thank you. I'm going to read it, okay? So it says, what happens is, since I'm giving you the live dictation, so even I don't remember exactly which words I used at what time. So repetition would mean that I'll have to use your friend's notes. So it says, Make in India has been designed to improve technology, value addition, export, job creation through manufacturing and services during Amrit Kal to become a developed country. This is how I should write. Thank you. Now, hold on guys. Suppose that you met somebody today, you said a hi. Hi means introduction. My name is this, I come from this place, etc. And then you want to tell that person that let's go for lunch. So how will you say this? Will you be very blunt and saying lunchtime? You'll ask that person that generally at what time do you prefer to have lunch? This is a very suave way, very civilized way of asking that at what time do you prefer to have lunch? Person will definitely say something. Uske baad then you can say that, okay, so would you mind having lunch with me? This is how you say this. So you already gave the introduction of the answer. In the introduction, what did you write? You wrote the introduction here. And you said that we are trying to promote both manufacturing and services. You can't directly jump to positive side. You should not. अब क्या लिखोगे? आप सीधा लिखोगे that these are the positive impacts of Make in India. No. Then you have to write a connecting statement which connects this with this. It's like taking permission that can I write the positive impacts. So what statement will you write? You don't write, let me tell this. And always develop this habit that immediately after introduction, there should be a connecting statement. It should not look that you are jumping from here to here. Abrupt jumps should be avoided. Because abrupt jump would mean that you have memorized things. And very swift transition means that you understand things. So what should you write as one of the connecting statements? That Make in India has presented both opportunities and challenges. This is what you should write. And when you write that Make in India has presented opportunities, that's positive. Challenges means negative. This should be your next statement in the introduction itself. So please write MII. Pankaj, yes, you can add your personal touch. MII has presented both opportunities and challenges, for India. Right, guys? This is enough. Now you should give a title. Positive impacts of MII. Positive impacts. Please give a title. We are entering the body of the answer. Positive impacts of Make in India. Positive impacts of Make in India. MII. Underline it, please. So, bachcho, what did you learn? That if you know the reports or the committees, write it. If you know sustainable development goal, please write it. But many a times memorizing report is difficult. Sometimes a sustainable development goal doesn't come to mind. No problem. Then we will write this jugaad. But I gave you the sequence. The best is reports and committees. And the second best is sustainable development goal. The third best is this one. But a generic introduction should be avoided. What is generic introduction? Generic introduction means Make in India is very crucial for this country because it is very important. I mean, you understand what we have said. We have said nothing basically. It is very crucial because it is very important. Why? It's a wastage of time of everyone. So in the exam, if you write this, they will say, beta, your answer is also very important, but then next year it might be better. So they will not select you if you write these kind of things. So be very precise in the answer. Acha pata hai, the people who select they evaluate your mains answer, they are very cruel. Why? They will never meet you, but they will form judgments about you. So if you write in the answer, मैं बता रहा हूँ what you should not write. The moment you start writing in your answer that Prime Minister of India has launched Make in India on 2nd of October 2014, I say. The moment you write the word Prime Minister, they will say, oh, Prime Minister, okay, pro-government, biased person. So then they will tell you, beta, you are not required in governance because you are biased. Because then you will butter up the Prime Minister the moment you become an IS officer. So these kind of things, and suppose the person who is evaluating does not like the Prime Minister, gone. And suppose you are writing something against the government and you are saying government has designed half-hearted approach scheme called as Make in India. This is your introduction. What have you said? You have just told the examiner that I am very biased, I don't like the government. Why should we write these things? Why should we even use the term against, for, Prime Minister, President, Chief Minister? Kya zarurat hai? So one should use the word government and one should never write biased things either for the government or against the government. The moment you write finished. So be very careful about what you write. Quotations of Prime Minister should be avoided in your GS paper 3. Essay if you are writing, I don't know, maybe you can. Because suppose essay gives you one quotation of Prime Minister itself, then obviously you will have to write. But in GS paper 3, if you write Prime Minister has said this, why Prime Minister? Why not some international figure or subject expert? Avoid these kind of things. And especially names though, absolutely you should avoid. Okay? Don't write Mr. Nirav Modi said this. Very dangerous. Right? Please write. Positive impact of Make in India, number one, like backbone of manufacturing, yes. Number one. Bacho, how many sectors are there in Make India? Fatafat, please tell me. 27. Is Government of India introducing ease of doing business for all the 27 sectors or for some selected sectors? If government wants success, all. So please write. Under MII, please write. Under MII, the government is promoting ease of doing business through schemes like SWS, Single Window Clearance Scheme, SWS, in all the sectors. Number two, in all the sectors. Number two, okay, please tell me one thing, guys. What type of investment is being promoted in India these days? Only foreign investment, only domestic, or both foreign and domestic? Both foreign and domestic. Acha, tell me one more thing. If you want foreign investment in all the 27 sectors, do you need to keep them closed or do you need to open it up? Open it up, which means the moment you created a list of 27 sectors under Make in India and you are saying, I want foreign investment, automatically you have to open up your sector, which means the economy has become more open economy because of Make in India. So please write liberal approach. Very nice. Good. So please write that under MII, Make in India, the government has opened up, under MII, the government has opened up more sectors, in the bracket 27, 27, more sectors, close the bracket please, 27, to promote both domestic and foreign investment, to promote both domestic and foreign investment, to promote both domestic and foreign investment, to promote both domestic and foreign investment. Is it fine? Cool. Third point. Please write the third point. Now, guys, there are 2-3 topics which I will teach you later on, because we can't study every topic in one lecture. It's not possible. It has to be through sequence of lectures. So for example, there will be one topic called as balance of payments, because there is one thing which some of the online students told me, and some of you offline also told me, I remember, first and second lecture, that some of you are attending any economics lecture for the first time. As you wrote in the chat box, I remember, and some of you in the class told me outside, I remember this. So since you are studying economics, or maybe studying economics properly for the first time, you might not be knowing what is balance of payment. So instead of using the word balance of payment, I will use another technical word, but let me first explain it in just 30 seconds to 1 minute. Later on, when we do balance of payments and banking, we will dwell upon it in more exhaustive manner. But today, just a summary. There was a news which came yesterday in the newspaper, which I will teach you when I teach you banking. Amazing things there in monetary policy. So there's a news which says that Reserve Bank of India, our RBI, is the regulator of banking system, the mom and dad of banking. Reserve Bank of India these days is buying more and more of dollars. So for example, let's say that I am a person in India who is exporting these pens to USA. When I export the pen, what will I do? I'll get dollar. When I take this dollar to a bank, I will convert the dollar into rupee, because what will I do in India with dollar? So whenever I earn dollar, I will take it to a bank and I will convert the dollar into rupee. So my dollar will go to a particular bank like State Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, somewhere my dollar will go, because I have exchanged my dollar. Reserve Bank of India is calling all the banks of India, and Reserve Bank of India is asking them, hey, have you got dollars? If you have dollars, I want to take it. So RBI is buying all the dollars from every Bank of India, and RBI says that I want to put all the dollars in my pocket, called as forex reserves. So if you are studying economics for the first time, forex reserves. And don't worry, when I teach you banking and balance of payment, after that you will play with this concept. But today, since I'm introducing this for the first time, and many of you are studying economics for the first time in your life, so hence I'm simplifying it. So if I am RBI, what am I doing? Suppose that you are SBI, you are Punjab National Bank, and you are Kotak Mahindra Bank, you are SDFC Bank, ICICI Bank. So you have got some dollars. RBI calls you and tells you, I am the mom and dad of banking system. I want dollars if you have it. In exchange, I will give you rupee. And RBI is putting all the dollars in the pocket. Why is RBI putting all the dollars? Because RBI says, maybe there has been some talk between government and RBI. So what is RBI saying? RBI is giving a logic. RBI says, dekho, there is disturbed geopolitical scenario in the world today. Now imagine there is a full-fledged world war, or something happens in the world, and India badly needs medicines, India badly needs defense equipments or something to save us. Now at that time, government of India will call RBI and say, beta RBI, do you have dollars? If you don't have dollars, then what is your use? Why are you even there in India? So for bad times, we need these things. समझो, वैसे ही government of India has a good habit of changing RBI governors, right? So government of India says to RBI, RBI, I have dollars, I might need it anytime. So what is RBI doing these days? Accumulating dollars after dollars. Guess who is helping RBI in doing all this? One of the schemes of India, Make in India. Because under Make in India, what did we write? That government has designed Make in India so that our industries can export products. When you export product, what do you get? Dollars. And when that dollar comes to India, RBI puts the dollar in the pocket and says, my forex reserve is increasing. Government is happy, RBI is happy. We are saving for bad times. This is the most simple logical explanation. When we reach balance of payment, I will give you a technical explanation of the same thing using different high funder words. But today we will write basic things. So Manvi will do it later, but understood, no? Basic thing you understood, no? So, that's it. For now, that's it. Because if we get into banking right now and we stop this, I can go there, but then this whole topic will be disturbed. So I promise you I'll teach you this properly later on. Abhi, let's keep it a little basic. So please write that MII, next point, next point, next point. MII has led to increase in, yes, third point, absolutely. MII has led to increase in exports, which is helping RBI, to increase its forex reserves, which is helping RBI to increase its forex reserves. Forex reserves. Fourth point, please. Third point done. Fourth point. And as I promised you that you should not worry about these things. We'll do RBI, we will do balance of payments, we'll do foreign exchange, etc. in a very exhaustive manner. In fact, to such an extent we are going to do that one day you will tell me, please don't teach it anymore. Because these are all my favorite topics, monetary policy, etc. So literally, we economists, we survive on monetary and fiscal policy. I mean, take away monetary and fiscal policy, we might not be able to breathe. So we survive on these two things. So the moment monetary and fiscal policy comes, we are the happiest people in the world. So don't worry, let that time come. When I start to teach you taxation and monetary policy, you will really enjoy it because I enjoy it thoroughly from my side. So don't worry about it at all. So this point you have written. Next point, fourth point, likhe. MII has helped to create global champions. MII has helped to create global champions in India. I will tell you what it is, don't worry. MII has helped to create global champions in India like electronics, chemical, textile, automobile, pharma means medicines, pharmaceutical, pharma, and so on. Ye kya hai? What is this global champion? I'll tell you the definition of global champion, alright? See, what happens is, 2-3 examples I'm going to tell you. Do you know what is the rank of India in terms of production and export of steel in the world? Steel. Second. We are the second best country in the world in terms of production of steel, and we are one of the largest exporter of steel also. Indian steel is considered to be one of the best in the world. Absolutely correct, SP. Our rank is second in terms of steel production and exports. Steel, one of the best steels of the world comes from India. So whenever a particular sector of your economy is one of the top 10 exporters in the world, so like the steel sector of India has been ranked second in the world. So whenever your rank is under 10 in terms of export in a particular sector, that sector is called global champion sector. So I'll give you a surprise. The defense sector of India has also become a global champion, which means we are that country in the world which is in the list of top 10 defense exporters. Earlier, we were the largest importer of defense equipment. Now we are also in the list of one of the largest exporters. So defense, chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry, vaccines, chemical industry, textile industry, electronics industry. We are one of the best in the food processing industry, number 6. So we are one of the best in the world in these industries. And who is helping us? I'm not saying that because of Make in India it has happened. It happened long time back. But some of the things has happened under Make in India. But Make in India's contribution is, it is helping us to create champions and to maintain champions. That's the best thing that is happening under Make in India as a positive side, which we have written. Okay? So if somebody will ask you, beta, what's a global champion? You should say, likh lijiye, somewhere you should write it, that a global champion sector is a sector, which has been ranked in the top 10 in terms of production and export. Right? Okay, cool. Next point. How many points have we written? 4. Please write the 5th point, guys. 5th. अच्छा एक बात बताओ बच्चों. If India is exporting more of automobile, you know our rank in terms of automobile. Sometimes 3rd, sometimes 4th. So our rank in automobile, our rank in steel, our rank in electronics, etc. is one of the best in the world. Obviously, we must be creating at least some new jobs in these sectors. I'm not saying that the jobs created in India is the best in the world, but kahin to somewhere like 5 jobs, 10 jobs, 20 jobs, 1000 jobs must be created. So yes, when this was when this was examined in India, that in all the sectors, 27 sectors under Make in India, has job creation taken place? Yes, it has taken place. It is not sufficient, but yes, it has taken place. So we are not going to write that Make in India is the harbinger of job creation in India. No, but we will write that Make in India is also contributing in new job creation. That's it. Very subtle. So please write MII is helping India to generate new jobs in some sectors like FPI, food processing industry, food processing industry, textiles, automobile, medicine industry, medical equipments. We are doing good in medical equipments, by the way. Medical equipments, and so on. Now, there is one point which I specifically want to talk about, and there is some current affairs inside it. So those of you who are already there in my current affairs program, we would have definitely seen it. And those of you who are not there in my current affairs program, there is nothing to worry, because anyway I'm going to bring that point here. Because since I'm teaching you economics, it has to be both static and dynamic. So if it is a repetition for you for 5 minutes, please wait, no problem. If it's new for you, enjoy. So what is that point? Let's start from a basic point. This example I always take because I feel this is one of the good examples to be taken from student perspective. These are makhanas or foxnuts. From which area of India, which state of India? Bihar. These are the foxnuts and makhanas from Bihar. There is one region in Bihar which is the Darbhanga region, and I take this example because it helps me to teach 2-3 concepts. If you have been my GS student in Wajiram, you would remember that in your lecture I have taught you Udan scheme, which was asked this year as well. So when I teach Udan, I take one example from Bihar, which is Gaya and Darbhanga region. Then I take some examples from Northeast, like I talk about Guwahati, etc. Northeast I talk about, then some other states of India. Because under Udan, the government of India has given new airports to some remote areas of India. Darbhanga is one region which has got a new airport under the scheme called as Udan by government of India. Darbhanga region is also famous for 2 more things. One of the things is related to the Prime Minister. He has been getting a lot of Madhubani paintings from that region. Darbhanga region is also famous for the Madhubani paintings. So our Prime Minister has been gifting that painting to a lot of countries in the world, and to some specific special countries he has been gifting it 3 times, 4 times, countries like Italy. Like so, that also we are doing. So that's why Darbhanga is in news all the time. And in fact, he got so many paintings from that place that the lady who was creating paintings for him, he gave, so the government of India gave Padma Award to the lady. And government said, Abhi, we are feeling embarrassed. We are taking so many paintings from you, take Padma Awards. Right? So that also happened. So again, your culture part is corrected from that place. Now, the next example is foxnuts. It's a hub of foxnuts. So foxnuts means makhanas very rich in calcium. So government of India realized, listen to this very carefully, bacho. First the static part, then the current part. The government of India realized that there are many states of India which have some very unique products. So for example, the government of India went to every state and every district and asked them that, do you have a unique product in your district? Many states said, yeah, we have unique products. Somewhere it is turmeric, somewhere it is these makhanas, so somewhere it is mushroom, somewhere it is art and craft. So government of India started to roam around in India in every district and ask them that, is there, yes, Mysore silk. So government of India started to ask them that, is there any specific product which you called as unique, one product in every district Then the government of India said, I will give you financial assistance, I will give you infrastructure, and I will give you marketing facilities all free, so that you can take these makhanas and foxes. Look at this guy. Look at how much of hard work is involved in this kind of makhana production. So this guy, government of India came to him and told him that, boss, why are you selling makhanas like this? Because you will not get a good price. This is raw makhanas. So government of India said, I will give you microwave ovens, I will give you heaters, I will give you packaging material, everything will be given to you, but as a common infrastructure. So government said, I will create common infrastructure, which means machines will be put here, something like this, as a, machines after machines will put 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 machines will be put. If you are the makhana cultivator, you can come here, you can use this machine, you can convert your makhanas into spicy makhanas. You can put color, you can put flavor, taste, packaging facility will be there, small containers, and then you can put your own name and brand over this. So for example, you can put your name, a sticker, and you can say that this is my brand of makhanas. And then government of India will help you to take your product outside India, as well as inside India, and government will help you to export it. This is called as vocal for local. And this concept is called as one district, one product. One district, one product. So what is government of India doing? Government of India is going to, government of India is going to every district of India and asking for a unique product. Who has to identify the unique product? The state government. So they are asking the state government, you identify, and one unique product is identified. Government gives common facilities like this, and after the product is created, like this person will take the raw makhanas here, convert it into spicy makhanas, processed makhanas, export it out of India. Every help is given by the government of India to promote this. So one district, one product was started in 2018. But finally, one district, one product in 2021, one district, one product became a part of Make in India. Under Make in India 2.0, Government of India said that we are including one district, one product as a part of Make in India. Because there was an allegation against the Government of India that under Make in India, it looks as if government is promoting only big people and big industries. Only big shots are getting the help of Make in India. So what did government do? Government said, chalo, one district, one product will also be a part of Make in India. And then in the current economic survey and budget, what is mentioned? The current affairs part. Look at this carefully, bacho. I told you common facilities. But then this is not good enough. Why is this not good enough? I'll tell you. Suppose you are the Prime Minister of this country, or you are the Ministry of External Affairs, you are the External Affairs Minister. Railway station also, yes. So you are the External Affairs Minister. And what have you been telling people like them? You are telling them that, hey, please come, produce makhanas, convert them into processed makhanas, I will help you to export it. But do you think that there is only one person like this who is cultivating makhanas and producing it? There would be thousands of people like them. How many common centers will you create? How will you help them to market the product globally? Because there is global slowdown these days. There is geopolitical problem. How will you help them to export? You will call some countries and say, hey, will you take makhanas? They will say, no, we are not interested because we are fighting our war. Call Ukraine, call Russia and tell them, I'm interested in sending you makhanas. They won't even pick your phone. Call USA and tell them, I'm interested in sending makhanas. Sometimes they will say yes, sometimes they will say no. Because they have a lot of mood swing. International relations, foreign policy, very dangerous, very volatile. You can't depend upon anybody for selling your own products. So Government of India understood that only export-led growth is not a good growth. You are telling them that, hey, come here, export. But how can you export if others don't want to buy your product? So what did Government of India do? Government of India changed the model a little bit and we created this. So that's your current affairs. So see, one district, one product, 2018 it started. How many products so far has been covered? According to New Economic Survey and Budget, 1,102 products. In how many districts? 761 districts. This number will change next year. Obviously you know it because currently it's 1,100. You will see very soon it will become 2,000. It is on the way to become 2,000 because government is saying that in many districts, not one unique product, but multiple unique products are there. So government is trying to introduce the concept of multiple unique products now because many states are complaining. What if I have two unique products like Darbhanga region? Darbhanga region has makhanas as well as Madhubani paintings. And Darbhanga is saying that I want to promote both. Now help me out. So government is saying, acha, theek, I'm thinking about it. So now the concept called as primary product and secondary product is being promoted. So government is saying first I will promote primary and in future government is planning from this year, they might. So they are saying that if there is a second unique product, we will call it as secondary product and we just might support it under the scheme. Abhi it is a proposal. Alright. So now what is one district, one product? See, one district, one product has has 3 different components currently. What is the name of the first component? Unity Mall. What is the name of the second component? PM Ekta Mall. And third is Sampark Workshop. What is this? I'll tell you the best way to memorize. Listen to it carefully. Now, imagine, bacho, that you are the Chief Minister of the neighboring state, UP. And you have just created a mall. Guys, to my online students, have a look at the board. I am coming out of the frame, okay? Look at this, please. You are the Chief Minister of UP. You told the central government, that central government, you promised me that you will help the unique products export, but exports are not happening these days. So central government said, koi baat nahi, UP or any state of India, can you create one building like this, a mall? So the Chief Minister of UP, I took the example of UP because recently happened there. So UP said that central government, I want to promote my unique products within my own state so that people of one part of UP can know that there is a product which is there available in the another part of UP and there might be interstate, intra-state trade. So UP said that I have so many unique products, I want to display the products. So the central government said, "Theek hai, do one thing, you create a mall in Lucknow like this." UP said, "Why Lucknow?" So immediately the central government said, "UP, you are free to do it. Either you create your mall called as Unity Mall in the state capital." This is a rule. Under one district, one product, you have to do this. Either you create the mall in your state capital or you create the mall in your financial capital, which means some city of your state is very important for finance, money. Some industries are there. Either you create this there, or third, some tourist place. Or if you feel that it is not possible to create the mall because land is not available, etc., then you select any city of importance in your state and then you create the mall. So there are 4 options. When you create the mall, you have to do 2 things. You promote the one district, one product from UP itself here, or you can also give some space in your mall to other states of India, like southern state, you bring silk from there and you promote it here. So that the north of India will know that south of India has something awesome. Similarly, bring something from east and northeast of India and display it in central India, so that every part of India gets exposure to every other part. So you have to dedicate one floor for that as well. This is called unity. That's why it is called unity, because it shows that one part of India is respecting another part. So it's called Unity Mall. Number 2, Ekta Mall. अब देखो वैसे भी तो unity and Ekta same ही है, right? But there is slight difference there. So what is the government of India doing here? Government of India is saying here that many a times, for example, somebody is there in Arunachal Pradesh and that person wants to buy the silk from southern part of India. It is not possible to physically travel to southern part, or in fact sometimes it is not physically possible to travel from Arunachal to UP also, or MP or Delhi also. So government of India is saying that let me connect the consumer, the seller through digital online platforms, which means this Ekta Mall will have one additional facility that they will also display the one district, one product. But here the facility will be both offline and online. So you can directly connect, and from here you can export also and get the income in your pocket, which means there will be a shopping online e-commerce facility available for them. If you mostly want to sell offline, this is your place. If you want to sell both online and offline, but mostly your inclination is towards online, you can use this facility. So that online integration is there. E-commerce portal will be created for this mall. Third, Sampark Workshop. Sampark means that you are in touch, you are communicating well, you are interacting with somebody. So guys, if you talk about democracy, this question was asked in GS paper 2 this year. If you talk about democracy, there are 3 layers of the government which is very important: central, state and local. This question was asked, the local part was asked this year. So 3 layers of the government are very important. Don't you think that if you actually want to promote one district, one product like this, don't you think that you should give some responsibility to the Gram Panchayat and the local self-government also to identify which products should also be included in those malls? So for example, you are including makhanas. What if there is something else also which is not being covered under one district, one product currently, but maybe it can be included as secondary product? For that, you should talk to local self-government, municipalities and panchayats, which means here there will be interaction between central government, state government and local government. This type of interaction happens in Sampark workshop. In this workshop, all the three talk to each other and they try to find out which other product can be provided help. So they identify the product here, they put it here, and they put it here. These are the three components of one district, one product as per the new budget and economic survey. That's your current affairs. Did you learn something? That how to integrate current affairs into mains answer? Because we are going to integrate this in our mains answer, Make in India wala point. But do you feel that we have the liberty of writing 20 pages on one district, one product under one point? No. So I'm going to give you two dictations. You will get used to it, don't worry. Which question are we writing in the class currently? What are the positive impacts of Make in India? One of the points that we are going to write is one district, one product. Do you think that this point should be written in more than 3 lines? No. This point only 2-3 lines. And after this, I will give you a dedicated dictation on one district, one product separately. So that if this question is asked in the exam, discuss the efficacy of one district, one product, what is the role played by it to promote the basic local artist, then you should be able to write. Okay? Please write. Which point is this? Please write the 6th point, guys. Yeah. That the government is promoting one district, one product. The government is promoting one district, one product, ODOP, by giving assistance to the traditional producers to increase their production and export. To increase their production and export. Please put a full stop. Currently, more than 1,000 products in more than 700 districts are getting the support. Macho, did you learn something? I spoke so much on ODOP, but when it came to writing the point in the exam, see the summarized way of writing your point with little bit of current affairs added to it. But when I give you detailed discussion of ODOP, uske andar we'll write vocal for local, export, import, everything will be written. In next 10 minutes we'll do that. Okay, so how many points have we written, Macho? What is the 5th point that we wrote? 5th? New jobs have been created in some sectors. Wonderful. So total, some of your friends missed that point, so that's why. All right. So job wala point was the 5th point, and now 6th point is ODOP. This is done. Now we will have to write the challenges under Make in India. So please write challenges. With we have so many challenges. So please write challenges under MII. Challenges under Make in India. Challenges under Make in India. Make in India. MII. Please write. So, bachcho, the first challenge is, there is one thing which is interesting about life, and it is true about academics also, it is true about governance as well. Whatever is your biggest strength is also your biggest vulnerability and weakness. So, for example, let's say your biggest strength is speed. Now, imagine somebody disturbing you emotionally. Because you are a person who operates at very high speed, but suppose something disturbs you, something you didn't like. So that will disturb you to such an extent that your speed will go boom, right? So whatever is your biggest strength, and people who move at very high speed, even a small disturbance can destroy you. Like the planes the aircrafts which fly in the sky, imagine a bird hitting it. Imagine what will happen. So your biggest strength is your biggest weakness, which means the government, no, we don't have to do that. We have already given the interlinking statement. So what is the biggest strength of Make in India? The biggest strength of Make in India is that we are inviting foreign investment. For what? Technology and money. That's our biggest weakness. because one day Korea will stop talking to us. ऐसा होता है. There is a shelf life to all these relationships. So I mean international relations. So for example, South Korea will one day say that India, I'm not happy with you, I have found a new friend. Imagine Sweden, Europe, Germany, etc. All these countries, France, every country finds a new partner in terms of trade agreement. And they tell India that India, sorry, you are no more that good country. Russia says, India, it doesn't suit me to have friendship with you. Now I'm going to be better friends with China. And in fact, I'm going to strike better friendship with European countries rather than you. Right? Your friend is saying, but what about Italy, sir? Right? So we don't bring Italy all the time. I will leave it. So guys, what happens is many a times, when you depend too much on others, now suppose those people are in trouble and because of international compulsions, they have to strike new friendship with somebody else, then this will become a big problem for us. So government of India is too much dependent on countries like Russia, too much dependent on Europe, France, etc. for technology and money. This dependence can be very costly, especially in case of geopolitical disturbances in the world. So that's the first point. Don't write, I'll dictate it at one go. But are you understanding what I'm hinting towards? Number two. Dhyan se suniye, number two. Now guys, don't you feel that if you were in place of the government of India, you would not have taken 27 sectors at one go? Because currently, what is the biggest problem of India? The biggest problem of India is unemployment. We have so much of youth, but we have so less of jobs. So don't you feel that within Make in India, in the first stage of Make in India, you should have selected for at least 1 or 2 years those sectors which have more employment creation potential. For example, food processing industry, etc. They have more potential to create employment. Textile industry, where we are losing the edge. India used to be number 1 in textile, we have lost it completely. Now Vietnam and other countries, they have taken, Bangladesh, they have taken over. So don't you feel that we should have selected some sectors as stage 1 and we should have said that we are going to boost these sectors under Make in India first, then we will launch Make in India for other sectors. This point we missed, which means too many sectors at one go. Imagine that every day you open 7 subjects of GS and you say, I will study every subject every day. Is it even possible? You'll be highly inefficient. So how many subjects should you study every day? At max 3 subjects, maximum 3 subjects. Then only you'll be able to do justice, because 3 subjects plus current affairs, good enough. Maybe most of the time 2 subjects, but sometimes 3 subjects is also good. But 7 subjects, not possible. And you should not even do that. So what did India do? India selected too many sectors at one go. That is why we are not getting good results. Now the next problem is one of the most biggest problems that the government is facing. If you look at all the sectors under, absolutely you caught me, Rajshri. One of the biggest problems that the government is facing is skill development. So look at the sectors under Make in India: automobile, aviation industry, biotechnology industry. Imagine your faculty applying for jobs there. I'll be rejected outside the gate itself. They will not even call me inside, because I will tell them that, can you please give me employment under a medicine industry? They will say, medicine industry, do you know biology? I'll say no. They'll say, do you know how to treat chemicals? I'll say no. They'll say, please go out. You're not required. Which means it's not about degree, it's not about education. It's about the skill which will provide me that kind of job. So that is missing in India. Currently, what is the skill level of India? Formal skill level, 4.7%. Bataiye, 4.7%. What will you do in 4.7%? Highly impossible. So Make in India sectors, they require specific skills. India does not have skill. There is a mismatch. So those sectors are waiting. I can give you one example. L&T. This is the latest example. L&T brought a vacancy of 20,000 jobs, which I told you, but the jobs have not been filled yet. Infosys, same story. Google, you will find this. We are just assembly, absolutely. So that's one of the problems. Next problem, which your friend also already mentioned, but correct. I partly agree, I partly don't agree, but I will dictate this. Next problem is Dr. Raghuram Rajan. He mentioned to the government of India that government, you call it Make in India. But when I was looking at it, I found out, government, that all that you are doing is assembly in India, which means you are saying that you are manufacturing in India. But when I looked carefully, I found out that you are bringing components from various countries and you are adding them together and you are saying that this is called Make in India. So why are you doing this? Why are you not telling everyone that you are not doing Make in India? You are doing assembly in India. What is the rebuttal by Government of India? How did Government of India do the rebuttal? So one of the ministers, I told you that in class we don't take names other than economists. Politicians' name we will not take in the class. Why? Because then we'll become habituated of this. We have to avoid this. It's not that politicians are bad, but for UPSC classroom in economics, we should avoid it. So when Dr. Rajan was saying this, one of the ministers of the Government of India, we'll use the word government. One of the ministers of the Government of India told Dr. Rajan that, sir, India is considered to be one of the innovators in automobile industry today. Dr. Rajan also agreed. So then that minister said, sir, do you know that since 1960s, India has been promoting automobile? He said, yes. Then the minister said that, sir, you must be knowing that in 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s and 2000, in the automobile sector of India, we were only doing assembly. Buy components from Germany, France, Europe, merge them, combine them and create automobile. He said, yes. Now the government of India told him that, sir, since last 20 years, we are the global leader in innovation in automobile. Germany purchases components from us for small cars. Do you know this? Germany is buying some small components for their cars which they manufacture in their country. It is being manufactured in India, Tamil Nadu. So our government of India told him that, sir, it took us 40-50 years from assembly to innovation. But imagine the government at that time, if they would have said that no, assembly is not good, we will not do it, then today India would not have become global leader in automobile. It always starts with assembly. So that is the rebuttal by the government of India, which means you have to balance out the argument now. Because you look at any country in the world and you will see this, nobody started with outright manufacturing. It has to be assembly in the initial stages, especially the developing countries. Like China, when China started to develop its technology, etc., it borrowed the technology from Hong Kong. It borrowed the technology from remaining part of the world, rest part of the world. It made it compulsory that if any rich person wants to settle down in China, China made it compulsory in 1980s, 90s and 2000 that you have to bring technology from your country to China and donate it. Then only they will allow you to settle and invest in China. Can you believe it? So China also developed like that. So government of India gave a rebuttal to this argument. Then Dr. Rajan asked a question. He said, government, can you please tell us then that under Make in India, do you have any specific target or do you have any specific policy inside it which says that very fast or very soon you will move from assembly towards manufacturing? Do you have something specific related to that? Government of India said, that is missing. Right, which means that yes, there is some problem because there should be a roadmap. Like I gave you one of the points that what did China do? China made it compulsory that if you want to come to my country and you are a rich guy, you want to invest, you want to open an office, bring technology, otherwise don't come to my country. So what policy does India have? Do we have anything where we are promoting domestic technology? So far there was no policy. This year in the budget, there is something. Remember Anushandhan Fund? Research and Development Fund which has been created. First meeting has just happened. So if you ask your faculty, which is me, that sir, what is Government of India doing to promote domestic investment? Currently, any roadmap, any blueprint? No. So the only thing that the government currently is doing is government has dedicated 1 lakh crore and said this money will be used for Make in India. How? No idea, Abhi, because it has just been announced. But is it expected that in future we will have an idea? Yes. So I showed you both the side of the debate. So newspaper does not do this, sadly. What does newspaper do? Either they take the side of the government or they will take the side of Dr. Rajan and they will show us that one side is right, one is wrong. But I showed you both the sides and this is how you have to frame the argument. So you have to write in the exam that yes, in the initial, we don't write. That's why I said let's have a debate first. So what will you write in the exam? You'll write that initially every country in the world, most of the countries in the world, they start with assembly, but there should be a roadmap to move from assembly towards manufacturing. That roadmap is not fully developed under Make in India. This is the criticism. Did you understand? Awesome. Next point. Abhi, don't write. This is a big challenge. I'll tell you good news also, bad news also. Now, I remember that when COVID time came, there was a big furor in the economy. Everybody was saying that, hey, where is telephone? Where is laptop? Because during COVID, when there was a lockdown, everybody needed these digital gadgets. At that time, we called China and said, China, we have to assemble. Huh? Remember, assemble, Make in India, assemble. We called China and said, China send the component, screen, mobile phone, battery, etc., etc. China said, boss, I need it. I can't send it to you. My factories are shut down. Now, India got in trouble. India said, whom to contact? So guys, suppose that you have a phone. In that phone, there is only one phone number, whom you dial all the time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, how are you? I'm studying current affairs. I'm studying economics. One day that person blocks you. Because that person says that I need my own space. Or that person tells you that you deserve better. Right? So China told us this, during COVID, China told this to India, that India, you deserve better. I'm not good for you. What did India do? India was in trouble. India had no idea what to do. This happens, guys. So when you keep dialing one phone number all the time, and all of a sudden when your number is blocked, you have no idea where to go. So this is the problem with India. So what should India do? This is a problem under Make in India. Under Make in India, you import all the raw materials and you assemble. You don't have a roadmap for domestic manufacturing. So one day when global problem will happen, which is happening currently, or China says, I will not supply the raw material, you do not have diversified supply chain, which means you do not have too many suppliers of the product. You depend on one or two suppliers only. This creates a problem. So you should have a diversified global supply chain. If it is not there, what is the meaning of diversified global supply chain? You should have more suppliers. So resilience. So you should have that. You should have more people to contact. If this is not there, you are vulnerable. That's another problem. Now, I was giving you one example of COVID. Ye dekho, classic example, good side and the bad side. During COVID, we needed mobile phones, not available. So what did India do? India said, we need to do something about it. We need to manufacture. I will tell you later on what did we do. So we started to look for suppliers of electronic components. Korea, can you help us? Korea said, yes, I can. Taiwan, can you help us? Taiwan said, yes, I can. We called Japan. Japan, can you help us? They said, yes, we can. We said, wow. Earlier, we were only depending on China. Now we have more friends. We have Korea, we have Taiwan, we have Japan, to some extent, some European countries. We called them all. We said, can you help us with one part? They said, yeah, we can. So what did we do? We diversified our supply chain. And what did we create? We create something called as Global Supply Chain Resilience Initiative. Global Supply Chain Resilience Initiative. We created this, and this is, yes, this actually helped us. Why? Because now we have more suppliers. USA, Japan, Korea, all these countries we are trying to bring on board, and we are saying that become a part of India's initiative, become a part of supply chain, let's help each other, let's not depend on China. This is one part. Likhe isko? Can we write? Please write. So what is the first point that you would like to write? FDI. Let's write the FDI point. Please write it. That it seems as if, point number one, bacho. It seems as if India is over-dependent. India is over-dependent on foreign countries for capital, and technology. For capital and technology through FDI, foreign direct investment, through FDI. Please put a full stop and write. It makes us vulnerable. In the same point, it makes us vulnerable. It makes us vulnerable to global uncertainties. It makes us vulnerable to global uncertainties. Fine. Number two. Guys, are you learning one thing? That the way we are creating, see, while discussing, we are speaking so many things. But when we are expressing the points, do you see that we are economizing on number of words? We are not letting the number of sentences go beyond 3. Sometimes 2, sometimes 2.5, but we are restricting ourselves to 3. This should be our habit. Ideally, you should not write more than 2 sentences in one point. Sometimes 3, 4, it should never happen. You should avoid it. 4 means that you need to work on your literature. Next point, please. The government has selected too many sectors at one go. The government has selected too many sectors at one go under MII. At one go, geo-go, under MII. Better targeting could have been done. Better targeting could have been done. Better targeting could have been done. Next point. Most of the critical raw materials for sectors like electronics, medicine, telecom, computers, are imported in India from limited set of countries, like China, है ना? This is a problem. Next point please. India needs to improve its current supply chain network, which is vulnerable because of changing global geopolitical equations, like Russia and Ukraine not very happy with each other. We depend on Ukraine for some imports of agricultural products, not very good for us. For BrahMos missile, we depend on Russia. Russia itself is undergoing a problem now. So again, our BrahMos missile program has been badly affected. But government is not publicly saying this, because if the government publicly says this, our stock market will crash and there will be big problems. A security threat will happen, because everyone will say, "Acha, you don't have BrahMos missile now, let me attack you." So these are the things that government will never publicly acknowledge, but we know it, that how can the research and development be funded by Russia when it itself is undergoing deep trouble. So these are the problems. Next point please, right? Next point. Most of the sectors under MII, very crucial, most of the sectors under MII require specific skill, full stop. Whereas, in the same point, whereas the average skill level of India, is extremely low, that is 4.7%. Next point. A specific roadmap of transition from assembly to local manufacturing, is not very clearly mentioned, under MII, Make in India. And bacho, roadmap is not clearly mentioned. Now, next point. MII does not specifically promote domestic technology research and development. Can I prove it? Why? Because India depends on foreign countries for FDI. Since your whole idea is bring FDI, Russia give us BrahMos missile, why will you develop domestic technology? That's a big point. That's a big thing which is missing in Make in India. How many points have we written as positive and how many points as challenge? 7 and 6, something like this. This should be good enough for the exam, because I don't think that we'll be able to write this much also in the exam, because if this question is asked in 15 marker, we just have to write 5 points and then introduction, conclusion, diagram over. If this question is asked in 10 marks, then you will be able to write 4 points only. 4 points for one part, 4 points for another, introduction, conclusion, diagram over. This is too much. So now we have to write the conclusion. How do you conclude? Abhi tak I have not taught you conclusion. How do you conclude? What are the elements of conclusion? Elements of conclusion is futuristic, then optimistic, positivity or negativity? When you say bye to somebody, how do you say the bye? Bye, never see you again. Huh? We say this, hope to never see you again. No, we don't say this. We say bye, it was good to meet you. Even if inside your mind you are saying that, why did I meet you? But you will say bye, it was really good to meet you. Right. Similarly, when you suggestions, right. So the best type of introduction, the best type of conclusions are where you write, absolutely, where you write that these are the solutions that India should have if India wants to use Make in India for its Amrit Kal targets. These are the solutions I am proposing. But you should not use the word I. You should use the word that if India follows this positive solutions, then India is bound to achieve success under Amrit Kal. We will promote inclusive growth. So what is our ultimate target under Amrit Kal? GDP. Inclusive growth. 5 trillion has changed now. So we want to become a developed country by 2047, which means you need to have more than $30 trillion. So our main aim is inclusive growth, where we are saying that we have to reduce poverty, we have to increase per capita GDP and overall GDP also, which means inclusive growth. Now, how do you achieve inclusive growth? For that, you need to provide skill to more people. Because if only I have the skill, I will get the job, but remaining people will not get the job. So the biggest problem of Make in India is skill development is not very clearly mentioned. How will you do the skill development? For that, you should give a solution. Because you have already written skill is a problem. So you can't repeat it in the solution that you should develop skill. How to develop skill? Where is the solution? So we don't write. So we should give 1 or 2 specific suggestions from our side, just so that we can show ourselves that we are the future policy makers and we have some original thinking. How? So guys, what is the problem of L&T? L&T wants a specific skill. But Government of India has not even spoken to L&T and asked them which skill do you want, because if we speak to them and we provide the same skill set in our engineering colleges, imagine the kind of employment generation that will happen. Which means there must be a partnership between academics, academic institutions like colleges as well as industry. That partnership is not happening because government is not acting as a bridge between them. That's one of the biggest problems. Which means India has educational institutions, but India does not have employability. Employability means those skills which are required to get employment. So what should you write in the suggestion? Because you can't write a big conclusion. So your solution that you are giving should be futuristic, it should be positive, it should be optimistic, and there must be, if possible, 1 or 2 original suggestions. How do you write that? So we are not going to write big story. We don't write. We'll simply write that there must be partnership between academic institutions as well as this industry, so that we can promote employability. That's number 1. Number 2, we should have a roadmap for promoting domestic R&D and technology. So for example, let's say I want to be a part of Make in India and I tell the government give me infrastructure. Government should immediately say, beta, I will give you infrastructure only if you make a written promise to me that you are going to spend a small part of your profit in promoting technology next year. Because you will get profit, usme se 10%, 5%, 4%, please invest it in promoting profits and in promoting research and development. These are 2 things. Third, we should say that India should be a part of diversified supply chain at global level. Over dependence on one country should not be there. So here 3-4 solutions if you give, that's good enough for the exam. Because if you give more suggestions, then what will happen is entire set of challenges that you have written, for every challenge there will be a solution, then your conclusion will become 8 points or 9 points. We don't have the space. So we are going to pick 2-3 important specific points. We are going to convert it into positive points and give some original suggestions. So please write. So somebody missed the point. Just a second now. MII is helping India to generate use of medicine. Absolutely. This was the point which you missed. Correct. Please write the conclusion, bachcho. So what are the elements of conclusion? Likh lijiye. Write a note. Elements of conclusion. Somewhere write it as a separate note. Elements of conclusion. What should be there in the conclusion? लिखे बच्चों. Number 1, positivity. It should never be critical, okay? Positivity, optimism, futuristic. Positivity, optimism, futuristic, solution oriented, and connection with some long-term goal of the government. Is it fine, bacho? Let's write the conclusion, sample conclusion. And by the way, I'll give you one conclusion. You can put your individual instinct, some points from your side also, and you can customize the conclusion. So please write. The government should promote industry academia partnership. Academia means academic institution. The government should promote industry dash academia partnership to increase employability, comma, improve facilities for domestic innovation, improve the capital market. I will tell you why later on. Improve the capital market to finance industries. Improve the capital market to finance industries, comma, create smooth land acquisition, and rehabilitation rules. Comma, diversify supply chain. In order to convert manufacturing along with services as the engine of economic growth, That's what we can do. Why didn't we mention Amrit Kal? Because we have already mentioned Amrit Kal in the introduction. So why to repeat? Either you use Amrit Kal in introduction or conclusion. बच्चों एक बात बताइए, tell me something guys. We want to open more and more industries, big industries in India. Who will give us finance? Why to wait for foreign money, FDI? Why not have a developed capital market within India itself so that our industries don't have to wait and go abroad and say, hey, give us money, we need your cash, etc. No. By the way, 2 days back, there was a list which was brought out at the global level which said top 10 banks of the world. Right? Is there any Indian bank in the top 10 banks of the world? There is no Indian bank. And at least there are 5 Chinese banks. 4 I could count. And there's a 5th one also which is at number 12. So almost 4 Chinese banks are there in the top 10 of the world. Why? Because China is funding its own projects like big infrastructure project and industrial product through its own banks. It does not require help of anybody else. So what is the plan, big plan of the government of India? The big plan of the government of India is that government of India says, I will create a super bank. And how does the government of India want to create a super bank? By mergers. So government of India is saying, I will take a big bank like SBI, then I will take small banks which are not very profitable, I'll merge them, and then I'll create a super bank in India. That super bank will finance big industries and infrastructure in India, which means when I teach you banking, one of the concepts that we will focus upon in the class, and that will be the focus for this year, will be bank mergers and super bank in India. Because that, I think, could be the next year's question. Because government of India is finding it difficult to arrange fund from outside. If outside fund is not coming, if you are the government of India, what will you do? Super bank only. That's the only concept which is left. Which means that since this concept is very less discussed in literature and newspaper, UPSC might just catch it and say, better write a speech on this, or write a 15-mark answer or 10-mark answer on this. Super bank in India required for industries and infrastructure. So we'll do it when we do the banking part, not today, because it will become complex. All right, so these are the parts that we have done. Acha, how many pages have we written? Fatafat bataiye. How many pages? I want to see. Show me the pages. Just for this question, discuss the impact of Make in India. 2 pages, with margin, without margin, 3. With margin, both the margins, 3. 3 pages we have, which means how many marks? 15 marker is ready. If you have to convert this into 10 marks, remove 2 points from positive impact, remove 2 points from, or 3 points from challenges, and then you have your 10 marker ready. Okay, ऐसे you have to write the answer. So what will happen in your exam? देखो ध्यान से सुनो बच्चों. If you have to convert your 15 marker into 10 marker, you know how you will do that. So suppose that you have written 7 points in positive points. What are the positive points you have written? Example. I mean, don't look into it. Just listen to me. You'll understand. The first point that you would have, I'm giving a jugaad. The first point that you would have written is that India has become more open economy. Ease of doing business is improved. We wrote about ODOP. We wrote about global champion. So many things. UPSC really loves to see diversity in your answer. So if you are converting your 15 marker into 10 marker, don't remove the points. Take 3 points, convert them into single point without explaining them. So the last 3 points are, for example, in your answer. Can I see the last 3 points? In your positive impact, I'll tell you how to convert. Thank you. So for example, the last 3 points, I'm looking at the positive impact. So you can open your page. The last 3 points are positive impact. So point number 4, 5, 6. Point number 4 says global champion, and 5 says new jobs, and 6 says ODOP. I know that it's a 10 marker. I cannot explain all these points. So what will I write? I will combine the 3 points and write one single point like this. I will say MII is creating global champions like electronics, comma, generating more jobs, comma, and also providing support through one district, one product. Done. So what have I done? I have not compromised the quality and dimension of the answer. Yet, I have been able to reduce the words. This is how you write your answer in the exam. So this is precisely why I wanted to call you for that extra session, because there are so many other tricks which are there. What will I do with the tricks? I don't have to write UPSC. But if I pass on some of the tricks to you, you can use it in your exam, get good marks. So 15 marker can be reduced to 10 marks. And how can you expand 10 marks to 15 marks? Simple. Take a point, start explaining. It will become a 15 marker. Okay? This is what you should do. Thank you so much. Now guys, next scheme. So let's take Dr. Raghuram Rajan, who criticized the government of India, and he said that government, why are you assembling in India? So before Dr. Raghuram Rajan said all this, there is a reason why government, ODOP ka dictation towards the end, because first I want to complete all these schemes. ODOP is a separate part, current affairs ka end mein de dunga aapko. So guys, why did Dr. Raghuram Rajan pointed to the government of India recently that government of India, you are only assembling, etc., etc. Why? Because he realized something. There is a policy by government of India, which the government launched in the year 2017. What did the government do under this policy? I'm going to tell you 2 stories, and through the story, I'll give you some dictation and we'll understand. This is year 2017. In the year 2017, the government of India noticed this. This is Bangladesh. Right, test match. I mean, electronics industry. So what happened to Bangladesh? So, guys, some of you are writing, but either dekh lo. Look at this, please. So what happened to Bangladesh? Now, Bangladesh is importing copper worth 1,000 rupees. Bangladesh is importing copper worth 1,000 rupees. Suppose this is a copper stick. Be with me, please. Huh? So Bangladesh is importing this copper stick. Why? Because Bangladesh does not produce a lot of copper. So it imported copper worth 1,000. Then Bangladesh converted this copper into coil. right? It's not very costly. You just need to put it in a roller and it will get converted into a coil. Then where do you put the coil? You put this copper coil, 1000 rupee copper coil inside AC to provide a good cooling system. You also use this in refrigerators. It also provides very good cooling system. In fact, if you take some motors also, no, the coil of the motors, the winding of the motor is also made from copper wire. So if you use this copper in various things, what you see is 1000 rupee copper has been used inside an AC whose price is 40,000 rupees. So can you please tell me, is Bangladesh importing very basic item and selling very basic item? Or Bangladesh is importing basic item and converting it into very high valued item? What is it doing? High valued item. This is Bangladesh. Now what is India doing? This. Right? So Bangladesh is, India is also importing copper with 1000 rupee. And then what is India doing? India takes the copper and beats the copper. When you beat this copper, it converts into copper sheet. That's your sheet. So for example, let's say I have taken this copper, I have converted this into sheet. Now I roll the sheet like this. It converts into copper glass. So what is the cost of beating the copper? 100 rupees. Price of copper 1000, 100 rupees is the value addition. And what is the price of this glass? 1100 rupees. And this is how you sell the copper glass in India. So in India, the value addition is 100 rupees. In Bangladesh, the value addition was 39,000 rupees. 1,000 copper became 40,000 AC. So that is what happening in Bangladesh and this is happening in India. Government of India felt very bad. So what did Government of India do? Government of India came to these industries and said, you industry, this is the year 2017. And I'm giving you an ultimatum that by the year 2018, which means how many months? 12 months. So Government of India gave them, we have slow value addition. Government of India gave them 12 months time and Government of India told them that in these 12 months, you stop producing this copper glass and convert your factory so that whatever copper you are bringing, you should convert that copper into something big like refrigerator, air conditioners or something big, which means value addition must happen and that value addition has to be very high. You do this. If you don't do this in next 12 months, then what Government of India will do is, whenever you will import copper worth 1000 rupee, Government of India will put custom duties is equal to 100% over this. What is the meaning of custom duties? Whenever you import a commodity, I will teach you custom duties in your taxation, but abhi basic meaning. Whenever you import some commodities, Government of India fixes a custom duty by putting some percentage, 100%. What is the meaning of 100% custom duty? Whatever is the price of your import, exactly that amount will be kept as tax also. So 1000 rupee copper, 1000 rupee tax. So 2000 will become the price of the copper and then Government of India said your glass will become 2000 rupee ka glass and then nobody will buy this glass. So government said if you don't convert your factory into something big like automobile or something nice, refrigerator and air conditioner, then I will put 100% custom duties on your imported copper. So that automatically you will be shut down. Now I'm giving you 12 months for this. What happened because of this? Do you think that it is easy? That in 12 months you can convert this factory into air conditioner automobile factory? May be possible, but why was it not possible in India? Demonetization, demonetization. Demonetization happened, then 2017 GST. And what happened because of demonetization and GST? There was shortage of cash. So when these companies went to bank, the copper wire, the copper glass company, when it went to bank and said, bank, can you give me some cash? In which year? 2017. So that bank said, sorry, we can't give you cash. Why? Because demonetization just happened in 2016 end. So the effect of demonetization was felt in the economy in 2017, 2018, 2019. Plus GST also happened. Whenever big reform happens, it takes time for the economy to digest it. So what happened because of that? There was shortage of cash. So when these companies were going to the bank and telling that bank, please give us cash, we have to create an automobile factory, refrigerator factory, bank said, sorry, cash not available. So they called the government and said, government, can you give us some cash because we have to buy machines. We don't want to produce this glass, we want to produce air conditioners, but we need some machines in our factory. So government, can you give us cash? So here the government of India said, sorry, I can't give you cash because I have just launched demonetization under which I am collecting cash. How will I give cash? because then the whole process of demonetization will be defied. So neither government is helping them, nor bank is helping them. What will happen to them? They will collapse. So many of these industries, these factories, basically the small ones, the medium ones, they shut down. They said, India is not a good place to do business. So they started to shut down and they changed their profession. Did Government of India realize this? No. 2018, they did not realize. 2018, government came here and government started to punish them by saying, I will increase taxes over you. So 2018 punishment, 2019 punishment, 2020 COVID, Chinese punishment. So 2020, what happened? COVID. And by that time, this company was already wiped out. So in 2020, when the COVID struck us, all of a sudden, Government of India realized that, what have I done? Because in 2018, I destroyed this company. In 2019, I destroyed the company. Now the small company is finished. So now the Government of India realized in 2020 COVID time that we can't be doing this type of activity. It's not good. So in 2020, because of COVID, there was a new realization that we have to protect them, not destroy them. How did the government protect them? That story I'm going to tell you, the last part. Have a look at the board, please. This part you have to understand really very well, because this type of questions are asked in prelims. It is also asked in mains. And I have some current affairs related to it, which is a big current affairs. Let me show you that. So, because this I'll teach you after telling you the theory. That's your current affairs. So this is a scheme called as PLI, Production Linked Incentive Scheme. So first I'm going to tell you what is Production Linked Incentive Scheme. And just like I taught you Make in India, in the similar fashion I'll teach you what are the positive sides, what are not so positive sides. And this is the diagram that you have to draw in the exam. Has this question been ever asked in UPSC? No. And that is why this question is more important, because it has not been asked. What is the source of my data, etc. here? It is purely taken from Budget and Economic Survey of this year. Which means next year what will change? This 1 will become 1.5. What else will change? This 6 will become 6.2. But big changes won't happen. This will remain something like this. So which means that automatically, I told you, that current affairs will be dealing in the class. This is your current affairs from Economic Survey and Budget. But let's start at basic level. We can't come to high funda unless we do the basics. So what did the Government of India do? First, Government of India destroyed some companies by putting a condition over them that either you produce air conditioner, refrigerator and automobile, or I will increase taxes over you. What happened? Those companies said, thank you so much government, we are leaving. They shut down. In 2020, Government of India had a realization. So what did Government of India do? This is year 2020. Government of India went to this ice cream factory. Guys, now I should focus, because many of you are studying economics for the first time. So you should focus. 2020, Government of India came to this ice cream factory and asked them a question that you, Mr. Factory, this is COVID time, 2020. So I want to ask you two questions. Government of India is asking. So Government of India said, you, Mr. Factory, can you please tell us that during this COVID phase 2020, how much money did you collect in your pocket by selling ice cream? That money is called as sales. So this company said 150 crores. Then the Government of India asked them that, can you please tell us how many machines are you using currently in your factory? So this factory said that in the year 2020, they are using 2 machines. Price of each machine 2 crore, 2 crore. Machine, factory, etc. combined 2 crore. So 2 crore and 2 crore is total 4 crore. This is the value of the machines and equipments combined. Man lo combined value of machines and equipments, 4 crore. This is your investment. Now Government of India said that, can you please tell me, Mr. Ice Cream Factory, that how much money did you collect by selling ice cream 1 year back when there was no COVID? This was the last normal year that the India and the world saw, which is 2019. After that, COVID came. So Government of India asked them in 2019, how much money did you collect by selling ice cream? They said 100 crore. That is your sales. Then Government of India said that, oh wow, you have increased your sale. I said yes. So government asked them, how did you increase your sale? Because in COVID, sale never increases. They said, no, that's wrong. Because during COVID, the sale of food products, especially processed food, increased. Why? Because people are sitting at home and they are having Dolo 650 and ice cream all the time, watching Netflix and Amazon Prime and making reels, right? So this is the phase when all the real gurus, real people are born. So 100 crore is the sales figure of 2019, and in 2020, 150 crore. So investment is 4 crore, but in 2019, this factory told the Government of India, government, we had only 1 machine. Now we have 2 machines. In 2020, 2 machines. Why? Because sale increased, so they needed extra machine. But in 2019, they had only 1 machine like this. So government said, wonderful, which means between 2019 and 20. Bacho, here you should pay attention. I'm going to tell you something technical, be careful. So between 2019 and 20, Government of India realized there is increase in sale. So see, increase in sale. And whenever you increase the sale, it is called incremental sale. So government is looking for incremental sale. And then there is increase in investment called as incremental investment because you have increased it. When these two things will happen, between these 2 years, because how will you find if there is increase? For that you need a base year. Base year means year of comparison. This is your reference year. Why reference year is 19? Why not 18? Because 19 is the most current year compared to 20, which is a normal year. So base year is always taken as a normal year. And this 19 is little far away from the GST and the demonetization. So that's why 2016 cannot be taken as base year because demonetization. 2017 cannot be taken as base year because of demonetization plus GST both. And 2018 is very close to your demonetization and GST. So that you cannot take as base year. So you have to take only 1 year as base year, which is 2019. Hence 2019 has been taken as comparison year. So now Government of India is saying that your sale has increased, your investment has increased. When both these conditions are fulfilled, bacho, 1 and 2, when both the conditions are fulfilled, then you become eligible for extra government support called as subsidy. So now government of bahut careful, be careful. What is the government saying? Government is saying your sale has increased, your investment has increased. Hence you are eligible for extra government support. So this company said which support? So Government of India said that that extra support is calculated on the basis of increased sale. So what is the incremental sale? 100 became 150 crores. So your incremental sale is 50 crore. Incremental means increase in sale. So your increase in sale is 50 crore. What is the support that the government is giving? Government is saying, I am ready to give you 10% of incremental sale. So guys, what is 10% of 50 crore? 5 crore. So Government of India said, I am ready to give you 5 crores. Why is the government ready to give 5 crore? Because remember, I told you something. I told you that here, this company was crying for cash. Please give me cash. I need help. Can you help me out? And government said, I will not help. When did the realization come to Government of India that some help should be given? That realization came to Government of India very late in the year 2020, when the Government of India said, okay, you perform well. Based on your performance, I am going to give you some amount of cash. The moment 5 crore rupees cash reached here, immediately this company asked the Government of India, government, what do I do with the cash? Main kya karu? What do I do with this cash? Immediately the Government of India said, with this cash, you please increase the quality of your milk, quality of your sugar, the color, the preservatives. You please buy, yes, you please buy better quality machines. And in future, please try to become that kind of company that you become global champion sector. So India wants this particular ice cream company to produce that amazing quality of ice cream and export it so that the ice cream sector of India can also become a global champion sector. And for that, Government of India is giving cash. But this company raised a point. This company said, government, no, there is a problem. So government said, batao, what is the problem? So they said, government, you are giving 5 crore, we are happy. But this entire 5 crore will go on research and development because we have to create food lab where we will develop new variety of ice cream. And so this money will be used in India itself. Suppose we create very good quality of ice cream, but this entire money is used. Then how will we promote our product in the global platform? Government said, hold on. After giving you this 5 crore, if you still need more money only for promotion purposes and export promotion, government said, we will give that money as extra gift to you. So based on case-to-case basis, which means this part 5 crore is given to you so that you can improve the quality of your product. You can do research and development. Beyond that, if you need any extra help, write an application. If government feels that some extra help has to be given to you, they will give you the money for promotion and export. That is called as, this scheme is called as production linked incentive scheme. So I taught you 2 schemes. Abhi I have not completed it, it's just the beginning. So what did I teach you? First, I taught you something called as phased manufacturing program. Why is it called as phased manufacturing? Because in the initial phase, the Government of India said, this glass is okay. But in the next phase, after 1 year, government said, this is not okay. You should convert it into, copper should be converted into air conditioners. So phase by phase, you should improve your product. Hence it is called as phased manufacturing program. But this did not succeed. Why? Because Government of India became slightly insensitive here. So what did Government of India do? Government of India launched another program called as production linked incentive, which means if you produce more, you will sell more. And if you do this, then Government of India will give you incentives. So the incentives that you are getting is connected with your production and sale. But to be eligible for this, you need to fulfill two conditions. What are the two conditions that you need to fulfill? First, your sales should increase, and second, your investment should increase. These are eligibility conditions. So what are the two eligibility conditions? Both sale and investment should increase. After you fulfill this eligibility condition, then based on only the increase in sale, because it is called production linked, just based on this, you get the subsidy. Does everybody get equal amount of subsidy? 10%, 10%, 10%? No. Food processing industry will get high subsidy. Automobile industry will get slightly lower subsidy because food is more important for survival. Medicine industry will get higher subsidy. So the percentage of subsidy is different for different sectors. How many sectors are currently covered under production linked incentive scheme? 14. Currently 14 sectors are covered under production linked incentive scheme. Which are those sectors? It's there in your handout. Let me show it to you. These are the sectors. Do you need to create this diagram? No. Do you need to understand it through a story? Yes. So which are the 14 sectors, bacho? Say this please. Electronics. When did the scheme start? April 2020. In your handout, only the list of sectors are there. Here I have mentioned some timeline. This timeline is not important for UPSC. You just need to understand the sectors. So I'm going to speak about the sectors one by one. Please pay attention. I will tell you some crucial points. The first is electronics. Why did the Government of India give the help to electronic first? Remember, mobile phone, COVID time, digital gadget. China was not supplying, India badly needed it. That's why Government of India said, I'm going to give help to my electronic industry, mobile phone industry. So second is pharmaceutical ingredients. Why pharma ingredients? What is the meaning of ingredients? The raw material. Because you are constantly buying raw material from China. And during COVID, China said, I will not give you raw material. India said, chalo, I will produce the raw material. And third is medical devices. As simple devices as your ventilators, your nebulizing machines, they're simple devices. So the breathing equipments. So Government of India said, I'm going to support these three industries during COVID. Aapko yaad hai? From April, the COVID lockdown started, 25th of March. So that is why government launched this scheme called PLI, 3 sectors. You should memorize these 3. Because in UPSC, these type of questions are asked in competitive exam. Which are the first 3 sectors to be included under PLI? This type of weird questions are also asked in the exam. So first 3 should be memorized. While dictating, I will give it to you. Now, in November 2020, government included 10 more sectors. Let's read them one by one. As I casually, IT hardware. See what has government done? Current affairs. Which means government included IT hardware in 2020 itself, but inside IT hardware, more components were included. For example, hardware means what? Keyboard of the computer, monitor of the computer, motherboard, etc., etc. So government included more items in hardware. Right, so this part. Then drugs and pharmaceutical ingredients, then telecom, food processing. What are white goods? Consumer durables. White goods means consumer durable. AC, LED, refrigerator, these are called white goods. Then solar products, then chemical cells. Where do you use chemical cells? Electric vehicles, EV. You use it in EV. So EV also is getting help. Electric vehicles is also getting help from here. Textile product, specialty steel. What is specialty steel? Steel with more tensile strength, high strength. This is the best quality steel. So the quality of the steel is also graded. So whenever you say specialty steel, these type of steels are used in medical equipments and gadgets, for satellites, for aeronautics, for aircrafts, helicopters, these type of steels are used. So this is one of the highest quality of steel, and India produces this. Yes, defense, aviation, etc. Very high quality steel. So these are the sectors which are covered. So how many sectors covered? 10 plus 3, 13. In the budget 2022, government included one more sector called drone. So currently how many sectors are there? 14 sectors are included under PLI. Ab dekho, there is one mistake in this year's budget and survey. So we'll correct the mistake. In the budget 2021-22, guys, be careful. In the budget 21-22, till this time, only 13 sectors were there. because 14th got included in the budget 22. So till the year 2021, which means 3 here, 10 here, 10 plus 3, 13. For these 13 sectors, government announced that they are going to give a total subsidy of 1.97 lakh crores. But then in the budget 22, they included drone. Since you include more sectors, you have to give more subsidy. So Government of India increased the subsidy amount to 2 lakh crores. So if somebody will ask you this question at how many sectors are included today, you will say 14 sectors, total subsidy of 2 lakh crores. But in this year's budget and economic survey, what has the Government of India mentioned? 1.97 lakh crores. That's a mistake. The reason being that somebody might have copied it from old source, because when the news sector was included, it was increased. And this was announced by the Government of India in the budget of 22. If you read the 22 budget, it has already been allocated. In the economic survey of 22 already mentioned. So they have never reduced it 2 lakh crore back to this. So they are using 1.97 in some documents, but in some documents they are mentioning 2 lakh crore. So if you are reading this year's budget and survey, they have mentioned 1.97. If you read PIB, they have mentioned 2. If you read the ministry portal, half of the ministries are saying 1.97, half are saying 2. But we will go by this budget, it is 2 lakh crores already. So guys, many times when we read the portals, when we read the government sources also, there is some confusion because they might not have updated, etc. So it happens. We are a tropical country, we are lazy, smart, innocent, and emotional. Ho jata hai sometimes, right? So sometimes don't go by, that's why I tell you in the class that after the class, don't have this habit of cross-checking it from 5 sources, because maybe the 3 sources that we'll use are not updated, then what will you do? Wastage of time. So let's go by this 2 lakh crores. Hold on, please. Come here. That's your current affairs. Let me complete this, then I'll give you a dictation at one go. So, what do you see here? Since I have been teaching you quite a lot of things, I want you to have a good look at the picture. To my online students and offline, please have a good look at the picture. This is your positive side. This is the achievement. Yes, impact. Very good. Who said impact? Very good. So actually, I am discussing the impact of PLI. This is the positive impact and this is the challenge or negative impact. Read it, please. Read the symbols and then I will discuss the points one by one. So first you read it, please. I'm giving you 1 minute, read it. Because one day you will have to write something like this on your own. So, this point. 1 lakh crore investment, 9 lakh crore sale, 6 lakh employment. What are we trying to say? How many sectors are there inside PLI? How many sectors? 14. Which means since the time the PLI scheme was launched, what is the total investment by all the 14 sectors after PLI? 1 lakh crore. Which means these, all the 14 sectors, they have bought new machines, they have created new factories because government is supporting them. So what is the value of new investment they have made? 1 lakh crore. That's the meaning. Similarly, what is the total increase in sale? What is the new sale that they have done after PLI? 9 lakh crore. What is the new employment they created after PLI? 6 lakhs. These are your numbers. Should you write this in the exam? No. No, not possible. Because this type of micro data should not be written in the exam. That's why I put it in this dotted box. What are we supposed to write instead of this? In your mains exam, we are supposed to write that after PLI, there has been an increase in investment, sale and employment. That's it. For this, don't give data because this data is not practically possible to be memorized. Because at the end of the day, when you write your UPSC mains, if you take all the subjects, GS 1, 2, 3, 4 essay, you will have this much of notes. How will you memorize every data? Should you try to memorize every data? No, you should not. It's highly impractical. So what should you do? Increase. This data you should memorize. Because India badly and desperately wants to increase export. So because of PLI, we have increased our export by 3 lakh crore. This is the extra export that has happened from these 14 sectors. So one data you should memorize. So if you take my suggestion, if at all you have to memorize data, if I were in your place, I would have memorized 2 data. Number 1, either this or number 2, employment. Either of these 2 I would memorize. I would prefer to memorize this because this I will write as a single point and I will memorize this. Okay? Next point, high performing sectors. So we want to know, देखो बच्चों, जैसे what did I tell you? That when you attend a lecture like this, I would like to judge two things based out of this lecture. Whatever we taught in the class or studied in the class, did that come in the exam or not? If it is coming in the exam, 50% success. What is the other 50%? The students who attended my lecture, were they able to write that in the form of answer or not? Because if they were not able to write it, 100% there is some problem in the class that you are not able to write. The problem is not in you because you have surrendered yourself to the class that, okay, teach me what you want. You have given me full liberty. And yet if you are not able to write it, some problem in the delivery of the lecture. Or maybe I was not able to tell you how to frame introductions or conclusion. So if Government of India is giving subsidy to these 14 sectors, 50% success. Remaining 50%, through that subsidy, were these sectors able to perform? And how do you judge the performance? The sales should increase, investment should increase, profit should increase, employment should increase. So this increase in investment, sale and employment came from which sectors? Pharma, FPI and telecom, food processing industry. These three are good sectors which actually performed. Now, if you are saying telecom performed, wow. But we know one thing, that the entire telecom sector is getting its raw materials and inputs and equipment from China. Entire telecom industry is getting the material from China. Then why are you saying that it performed well? Look at the next point. Import substitution 60% in telecom, which means now suppose guys that I'm using a telephone, there are 100 components used inside this telephone. Out of the 100 components, entire 100 component earlier was imported from China. And now what has happened? 60% components now manufactured in India, 40% imported from China. Which means 60% substitution has already happened. Which means out of 100 components that we were importing earlier, now 60% substitution, which means if 100 components are used in telecom, 60 are manufactured in India and 40 we are getting from China. That's success. That's a good success. Because that's what we want. So that is why we will use this data to make our point strong. Where did I get this data from? This year's economic survey. Because there are 2 pages in the economic survey only talking about telecom. I just picked this one line because it fits our analysis. Now last part is reduction in import of raw material. Oh, so here we have mentioned telecom and we have given an example that in telecom, now 60% manufacturing is happening in India, 40% we are importing components. But what about other sectors? Because we have mentioned here more sector, pharma, FPI, telecom, which means in the field of medicines also, some of the raw materials which we were importing earlier, now we are manufacturing in India. Otherwise, why will we put it as success? Yes, there are some. For example, penicillin G. There are some medicines, like 3 or 4 medicines for which we were 100% dependent on China. Those 3-4 medicines which India consumes a lot, their raw material now is completely manufactured in India under this policy PLI. That's why we have written reduction in import of raw material. So raw material related to medicines, some of them, 3-4 medicines only, not all. So in fact, paracetamol has been banned, no? But Dolo 650 is still being used. Antibiotics are still being used. The antibiotics that we manufacture in India, they get their APIs, active pharmaceutical ingredients. The raw material of antibiotics we get from China. And India uses a lot of antibiotics. So there is a negativity. But in some raw material, we have succeeded. These are your positive points. Now imagine karo, just imagine this guys. If UPSC tells you critically evaluate, I have to teach you what is the meaning of critical evaluation. If UPSC tells you that, can you please tell us the performance of PLI in India? And if you start writing, yeah, PLI helped us to increase export, employment, PLI is a very good scheme, PLI helped us in 14 sectors, PLI is also going to help us in future. What are we doing? Time pass. Because this is not an answer. Now imagine you writing these points, one line on each, right? So it will drop like a bomb on the examiner. Examiner will say, wow, where did you get this? Even I don't know all these points, right? So this is how you should frame your answer. Now, इसमें क्या लिखा है देखो, FDI increased. What is this? LSEM, large scale electronic manufacturing. So there are some electronic items which are very small, like let's say capacitors that you use in the motherboard, etc. But there are electronic items which are big electronic items. So what has happened in India? So what has happened is in the field of large scale electronic manufacturing, and you understand that semiconductor, etc. is a part of electronic only. So what has government of India done? Government of India has been able to convince countries like Taiwan, countries like Korea, countries like Japan that, hey, why don't you come to India and manufacture? And when you come to India, share your technology with us. We have been able to convince them that you share the technology, we will provide you subsidy to establish factories. So we are giving subsidies to Taiwan and we are telling Taiwan, please open a factory in India, share your technology, we will give you subsidy. Unbelievable. So what has happened because of that? There has been 254% increase. Can you imagine this? Not 10%. 254% increase in the FDI, foreign investment in LSEM, large scale electronic manufacturing. But the good part of this is that they are not just manufacturing in India, they are sharing their technology with us now. There is a tie-up between Indian companies and Taiwan companies. So that's a good point. These are positive. Yes, correct. Look at this side. अब बताइए क्या लिखा है? What is written? Low performers. Oh, low performers, textile and steel. But I told you, India's steel is second largest in the world. Textile also, we are in the top 10 of the. How can it be low performer? Come on. No. Steel of very good quality. So, what can be the potential problem? Think about it and tell me. फटाफट बताइए. Current affairs. It came in the newspaper. Current affairs. Think about it. What is the problem in the Indian textile? Historically, you study ancient history, you study the arrival of the British in India. What did the British take away from India? Which textile? Cotton you used, word cotton, right? Which means historically, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, this belt is very famous for cotton textile. Rajbir, correct. So, very famous for cotton textile. Now, what type of textile is currently being demanded across the world? Man-made fibers. Man-made fibers like nylon, so rayon. So what has happened in the world? The selection and the taste of the fashion world has changed. Now people across the world are saying, yeah, artificial fibers. People across the world are saying that cotton textile is okay, but we need more of man-made fiber, artificial fibers, which you create in lab. What has India done? India has not invested money in artificial fibers. And that is one of the reasons that our textile industry went down. Who has invested money in, who has invested money in artificial fibers? Bangladesh, Vietnam. These countries have taken, or China obviously. India lost out in that race. So what has government of India done? Now think about it, bacho. Government of India has included the word textile inside production linked incentive. I showed you. There is a list where textile is also mentioned, in the 14 sectors. Which textile fiber would be promoted under PLI according to you? Cotton? Artificial. So government of India has said that any textile industry in India which is promoting cotton, we will help you. But if you are promoting more of artificial, we'll help you more. So because we are not performing well here. We have affinity towards cotton, but the world is saying we need artificial. There we lost out. Second is steel. One of our friend has already given the point, which is correct. What has happened in India? You know that if you want to convert iron into steel, you have to add something to it called as coking coal. So, in your iron, some impurities are added, and then in a factory, you get something called as steel. If you need very good quality steel, some other inputs have to be added. Why coking coal? Why artificial coal? Not artificial, why coking coal? Because the carbon content inside this coal is very high. It's a very pure form of coal, where the carbon content is very, very high. What is the condition of coking coal in India? Most of the coking coal that we have is imported from outside. So in last 2 years, what happened? The global price of the coking coal increased. So what will happen in India? Iron is available, but this price went up. So what will be the price of Indian steel? Very high. Some other countries are also manufacturing steel, which are our competitor countries. So in the world market, two types of steel are available. Indian steel with high price, very good quality. Other steel from countries like China, etc., of almost similar quality, low price, because it has its own coking coal. So now in the global market, which steel will capture the entire market? The Chinese, the other countries, and we will lose out. That's what happened to us last year. In fact, I'll tell you the worst. Companies like Mahindra and Mahindra, who are manufacturing vehicles in India, and other companies in India, instead of buying steel from Tata Steel and the local steel plants or Jindal Steels, they imported steel from outside, and they said the foreign steel is much cheaper, even after adding taxes. That was the cost of Indian steel last year, so we lost out. Don't you feel that if you are the government of India, if the price of the coking coal has increased, you should have immediately signed a deal with 2-3 countries in the world so that the ingredients that you are using in the steel industry should be procured at low prices. There we missed out. We missed out that chance. And number two, if you are the government of India, don't you believe that you should have given some tax relief to the steel industry so as to bring the prices down? Yes, you should have. Some relief you should have given in the form of some package. I seriously don't understand why it was not done. It is beyond my imagination. I don't understand why. So if you are the government or you were the government, I would have strongly suggested you that one day, because you will be in the ministry, aap hoge ministry mein, and their government will call you and tell you, beta, please suggest us something. At that time, don't be lazy and don't say it's okay, government, whatever is happening is God's will. Ye sab nahi bolna bilkul. What should you suggest the government? That government, our steel is very costly. Let's arrange this particular ingredient from some countries where it is cheaper. And number two, let's give some relief package to our steel manufacturers to bring the prices down, so that we don't import steel. Okay? Are you understanding? Current affairs interlinkage with theory part. Let's go back. So that's your first point. Ab dekh rahe ho, every point has a story. Now, but when we write our answers, we can't write all these things. We have to write in 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines. But this story should be there in the back of the mind. Now, next point, complicated or delay in incentive. Wow. Now, imagine, bacho, you asked me a question. You told me today that, sir, can you please teach us employment, unemployment in India? I will tell you, yeah, one day I will teach you this. And that day is, let's say, July of 2025. Samajh rahe ho aap? Employment, unemployment, July of 2025. Your friends are also smiling. You understand what I'm saying? What is the meaning of that kind of lecture? I mean, exam would have already gone. Life would have been already decided. Career would have already taken shape. There is no meaning of that class. Timing is also very important. That one should be disciplined, and there is a timing for everything in life. What is Government of India doing? Listen to this carefully. Government of India went to the ice cream factory and said that, hey, you have performed well, I will give you subsidy. That factory said, okay, give me subsidy. Now Government of India is taking 1 year on an average to release the subsidy. 1 year? Why do you need 1 year to release the subsidy? What are you doing in that 1 year? Ease of doing business, where is that? Which means huge delay in procedures and paperwork. And when you ask the Government of India, government, why this delay of 1 year? Government says, because we have to verify your claim. Verification takes 1 year in this digital age. Then what is the meaning of Digital India program? So verification takes a lot of time in India. Remember the certificate verification, attestation. So try going to college and asking for transfer certificate. You'll understand what I'm saying. Okay, fine. Right. So complicated and delay in the process. Achha, because of delay, what has happened? Look at the Government of India. Funny thing. The government made a promise that we will give 2 lakh crore to our industry. This is the promise. What is the claim by the industry? 3,400 crore. So, yes, migration. Only claim by the industry, all the 14 sectors together, they have claimed only 3,400 crore rupees that give us this as tax benefit, give us this as subsidy. Why only 3,400? It clearly means that most of the 14 sectors in India are not able to fulfill both the conditions of increase in sale and increase in investment. Because if they would have fulfilled the condition, then they would have not claimed 3,400, they would have claimed 2 lakh crores. So target is 2 lakh, claim is 3,400. So which clearly means that both the eligibility conditions are not being fulfilled. Aapko pata hai which eligibility condition is not being fulfilled? The investment one. It clearly shows that there is economic slowdown and economy has not bounced back to normal, what it was earlier. There is some stress in the economy. Look at automobile sale also. Look at the sale of cement also. You'll see the problem. So claim is this. Achha, this claim has also not been settled by the government. Out of 3,400 crore claim, 2,900 has been settled. Even this has not been provided by the government. Why? Government says I need time for verification, which means very lethargic approach. Should you write this data in the answer? No. You should write the qualitative point that 2 lakh crore is the target, but we have not even surpassed 3,000 crores. That's it. This is how you should write. This is only for information. So I will not ask you to write this entire thing down because this will become useless for you. You should not write this data. See guys, we are not here to do PhD. I can very well give you data for every word here. It will destroy your career. So what do we have to do? We have to select which data to use and which to say goodbye. Because we don't have to show off in the exam. We have to be very humble in the exam and say, okay, this is the point. That's it. So next point is generic in nature. Why is it generic? And this is my point which I have added from my side. Why do I call it as a very generic scheme? Because you see, there is a problem in the scheme. The scheme says, increase your sale, increase your investment and get the subsidy. Really? Why didn't you add the point, increase your sale, increase your investment, get the subsidy and use certain percentage of subsidy for employment creation and buying new machines? Where is that? If I use the entire subsidy in buying only raw material, how does it improve my trade? How does it improve my industry and domestic research and development? So the government of India should have said, I will give you subsidy, but some percentage of that subsidy which I am giving you should definitely be used to reinvest in machines. That percentage should be mentioned. So if I give you 10 crore as subsidy, at least show me 2 crores that you have invested in machines. Wo kidhar hai? Because you are not promoting domestic investment. You are simply generic points. You are saying that I will give you machine, I will give you cash and you do whatever you feel like. That's bad. So yes, it will not fulfill the creation of new jobs also. So we should connect the subsidy with research and development plus new job creation. This point I think Government of India totally missed out. This we will add here. Next point is appears to ignore MSMEs. In pure story, did you see the point MSMEs? That under PLI we will also give support to MSMEs. No, under Make in India we included ODOP. But under PLI there is no mention of the word MSME. So who will capture this entire 2 lakh crores of the big industries? Because it's, for them it's very easy to increase sale and investment. For small industries it's very, very difficult. So what have we written? Appears. Matlab we don't have a proof, but as a lag right appears that there is a problem. These are the points that you have to write. And how should you draw the flowchart? Flowchart should be drawn like this. But should you write complicated flowchart like this? Nah. You should draw simple flowcharts. Like this box should not be there. This box should not be there. So let us do this. We have to start the dictation from which point? Phased manufacturing program, PMP. Chalo karte hain. Let's write. We have so much of material, guys. Today and tomorrow when we have the lecture, we'll have so much of material that when we meet for the answer writing session, we'll be rich with all the content and we can play around with 4 or 5 questions easily. But without material, it's become so difficult to understand, no? To write answers, nahi ho payega. But with material, you can easily do that. This one, it's complete subsidy, not grant, but subsidy, free. You never have to return this. Does it have a, no, it does not have a cap. Please write. Did you give the title? Phased manufacturing program. No, Manas, it does not have a cap. So it has a percentage cap. So phased manufacturing program PMP. Please write that initially, the government gave permission. Initially, the government gave permission to the manufacturing industries to produce basic items. But over time, they have to shift to high valued items. They have to shift to high valued items. Otherwise, the government would impose heavy taxes. Otherwise, the government would impose heavy taxes over them. Right? Please write a note, NOTE note. PMP could not bring the desired success. PMP could not bring the desired success. Now please write production linked incentive scheme. Production linked incentives, PLI 2020. Yes, Manvi, but for all practical purposes, it's like a dormant volcano. Production linked incentive scheme, PLI. लिखिए that the government introduced PLI. The government introduced PLI during COVID. The government introduced PLI during COVID. Full stop, and then please write. To select the sectors, the government uses the following eligibility conditions. The following eligibility conditions. Number one, increase in sale, and number two, increase in investment, increase in sale and increase in investment, increase in sale. Number two, increase in investment. Change the paragraph and please write. If a particular industry fulfills both the eligibility conditions, the government provides a fixed percentage of incremental sale as subsidy. Incremental sale, ये देखो, incremental sale as subsidy to be used for the improvement of production and export. Change the paragraph please. PMP aims to increase, लिखे बच्चों, important, PMP aims to increase production. Oh sorry, PMP, sorry, PLI. PMP we have already done. PLI aims to increase, sorry, please correct it, PLI aims to increase production, value addition, employment. PLI aims to increase production, value addition, employment, export, create global champions, and increase overall GDP. Write a note, NOT, note for prelims, guys, note for prelims. Note for prelims. Point number one. The first three sectors included in PLI were electronics, in the bracket mobile phone, number two, pharma ingredients, means raw material of medicine, pharma ingredients, and number three, medical devices. Next bullet point. The latest sector. Next bullet point, please. The latest sector to be added in PLI. Tell me, bacho. Drones. The latest sector to be added in PLI is drones. Third, the total allocation, next point, third point, total allocation of PLI is equal to rupees 2 lakh crores. Rupees 2 lakh crores. Now, please write a question. For this question, I'm going to do something. I'm going to give you a diagram. Now, when we meet for the question answer session, you will have to write this answer for me. I'm going to give you the diagram and some basic points which you will have to draw from here. But you will have to convert this into solid answer which I will evaluate in the class. I would like to see what you are writing. This will be your first test. But why am I giving you points today? Because this is the learning phase. As we go down the line in different topics, there I will give you normal teaching in the class. I will not give you this diagram. You will have to draw the diagram in front of me and then you will have to write the answer. But we will do it gradually because we have to learn as well. So what are we writing? Discuss. Did we write any question? No. So please write. Dictation for PLI is complete. Partial dictation complete. Remaining dictation I am giving you now. So please write a question. Discuss the impact of PLI on Indian industries. Next question. Evaluate the performance of PLI. Evaluate the performance of PLI. Next question. Discuss the progress of PLI highlighting its contributions. Highlighting its contributions. Done. Written the three questions. Answer will be same. What is the framework of the answer? So we'll have to draw this diagram, but it looks very bad. I'll tell you what to write. So you please draw PLI in the middle of your page. In the middle of your page, please write PLI. I will tell you the first point which you should write here. So in the middle of your page, I will tell you CP, I'll give you the answer, but isko likh lo pehle. PLI in the middle, then please write the first point. Likhe. Investment, sale and employment has increased. Just write the first point. Investment, sale and employment has increased. You please note it down. Investment, sale and employment has increased. Investment, sale, employment has increased. That's your first point. I leave it up to you that when you write the answer in front of me, howsoever you want to convert, you convert this into a point, literature point. I leave it up to you. I will see in the class what you are doing. To my online students, I will judge you based on what you type in that chat window when we take the answer writing session. So you write this point. Investment increased, sale increased, employment increased. In the bracket, if you want, you can write the figures. If you want, but not required. Next, export greater than rupees 3 lakh crore. As it is, you should copy it. Export greater than 3 lakh crores. Third point. High performers. Third point, high performers. You should note it down as it has been mentioned on the board. High performers, pharma, FPI, telecom. Pharma, FPI, telecom. Fourth point, FDI, foreign direct investment. FDI. In the bracket, you can write example, 254% increase in LSEM, large scale electronic manufacturing. 254% increase. When you are writing your answer, should you write 254 or should you write more than 200% increase? More than 200% increase. Yes, sir, it's not possible to memorize 254. And the next point, please write import substitution. Import substitution. Import substitution. Then you must give an example. 60% in telecom. Example is a must. Import substitution. Example 60% in telecom. And the next point you should write, point number 6, reduction in import of raw material. Reduction in import of raw material. And then here also you should write one example. Example, medicines. Medicines. Some raw material for medicines we are manufacturing on our own. So medicines. Now you should write the other side, which is not so good side. So you can write it as challenges or negative sides. First point, low performers. Textile and steel. Textile and steel. Number 2, complicated or delay in incentives. Complicated or delay in incentives. You can do one thing, guys. Draw this box, please. Don't use it as it is in the exam, but draw this so that when we do answer writing, I will leave it up to your creativity to use this box. Because we have to do capacity building in the class also. It cannot be spoon feeding because you have to become powerful. So you should know how to use this. So please write this. And then in the class, I will judge you how you are using this box. Target 2 lakh crores, claim 3,400 crores, and disbursement 2,900 crores. 2,900 crores. Next point, generic in nature. Generic in nature. In the bracket, you should write in front of it, generic in nature. PLI is not connected with. So you should write in front of bracket, PLI is not connected with domestic R&D or employment generation. Domestic R&D or employment generation. And next point, fourth point you should write, appears to ignore MSMEs. Appears to ignore MSMEs. Right? Now, this we will use as answer, and I told you that you should come prepared with it. Last part of the dictation which I have to provide you is ODOP wala point. So please write short note on ODOP. Short note on ODOP. Short note on ODOP. But I have to tell you one thing. Because we are integrating economic survey, budget and newspaper in the class lecture, that's why your lectures will be slightly longer. Content is not that much. But when you include current affairs and when you include answer writing component, then it becomes big. Because since last 1 hour we are doing only answer writing components. And these are all answer writing components because it can be used in your mains answer. Current affairs, answer writing, this adds to your lecture. So don't be bogged down by it. It's not very difficult. But if you don't do this, then we will not get the result. This gives us result. Please write. Short note. Yes, left side is the positive impact. Short notes on ODOP. Please write that bullet points. Point number 1, bullet points. It was launched in 2018. It was launched in 2018. Across India. Across India. Point number 2. Currently, it promotes unique product in each district. But the government plans to include A secondary unique product also. A secondary unique product also. Right? Currently only every district one product. In future you might see 2 products. Third point, please write. Components of ODOP. This is new. Components of ODOP. What are the components of ODOP? Let's write. Number 1, Unity Mall. Unity Mall. It is established by state governments. It is established by state governments in state capital. In state capital. Financial centers. Centers, financial centers, tourism hotspots, which means city is important for tourism hotspots, as well as any other important city selected by the state. It promotes unique product of a particular state as well as other states. It promotes unique product of a particular state as well as other states. Number 2, PM Ekta Mall. PM Ekta Mall. It provides PM Ekta Mall. It provides access to the ODOP products. Access to the ODOP products through online mode also. Through online mode also. Third, Sampark Workshop. Sampark Workshop. And bacho, I am giving you very simplified form of dictation. You should use this only. Please don't use complicated dictation, because if you open other sources, you might get very complicated points. Where will you write all those points? So let's make it simple. Sampark Workshop likhe that under it regular communication takes place. Regular communication takes place. Regular communication takes place between center, state and local government to promote ODOP. To promote ODOP. Dictation part is over. There is one point which you should know, just basic verbal point. Dil se nahi lagana zara, don't take it to heart, take it very normally, because in tomorrow's and day after tomorrow's lecture, we'll use the same point. Listen to it very carefully. Which agency do you think would take care of this scheme called as PLI, related to manufacturing, etc.? Which agency? DPIIT, along with respective ministries, because ministries are also important, but DPIIT is the one who takes interest. Listen to it very carefully, bacho. Government of India comes to this ice cream factory and says, hello Mr. Ice Cream Factory, how much is the increase in sale? It says 100 crore has become 150 crore. Investment has increased from 2 to 4 crore. There is another ice cream factory where the sale has increased from 100 crore to 101 crore. Both of them are saying that give us subsidy, because your only condition was increase in sale, increase in investment. DPIIT says no. When we examine the industries, we look at increase in sale and increase in investment, but there is one condition. The condition is, it need not be written for the exam, just keep it in your mind forever. that the condition is that the increase in sale and increase in investment should be as per the economic condition in that particular year, which is decided by DPIIT. So DPIIT will decide what increase in sale, what increase in investment is good enough so that you get subsidy. Because otherwise what will happen is there might be some frivolous example where an industry will come and say, my sale has increased from 100 crore to 100 crore and 1 rupee. Ab then give me subsidy. So now DPIIT has said this is not good because sale can increase anywhere. But the ideal increase in sale should be very high because ice cream ka demand has increased. So this industry is good, but the industry where sale has increased from 100 crore to 101 crore, DPIIT says your performance is not good because ideally this performance is good. So who will decide? There is no formula. It is totally based on the wish of DPIIT. It decides what is good and what is bad. So this point you should keep on mind. Why? Because when I teach you Startup India program, when a company goes to DPIIT and says, I want to become a startup, DPIIT uses the same formula. DPIIT says, I will decide based on my formula if you should become a startup or not. And if you ask DPIIT, give me the formula, DPIIT said there is no formula. And then you ask DPIIT, how is it possible? DPIIT said, have you ever gone to RBI, Monetary Policy Committee, and asked them what is the formula of repo rate? Do you know the formula of repo rate? There is no formula of repo rate. So they will not even tell you why repo rate is 6%. Why 6%? Why not 5.99%? Why 6.25? Why not 6.24? They will not tell you these things. They will tell you it is based on our judgment and decision. You try it, you will never find this answer. So DPIIT says, I will decide. So this minimum is decided by DPIIT and the minimum changes from year to year based on the economic condition. Now tell me. So is there anything big that troubled you? Could you digest this? I know it was slightly overwhelming. So how foreign companies use PLI? Oh, I have already told you that what happened to Taiwan? I gave you an example. That government of India told, bachcho dhyan se, what did government of India told Taiwan? Government of India told Taiwan that you please come to India, you establish your semiconductor plant, you start investment and you start manufacturing. When you complete 1 year and we see that your production and your investment is increasing, we will also cover you under PLI. So production linked incentive scheme is meant for both domestic companies and foreign companies with only one condition. The foreign company must register its new company in India and it should share its technology with India. Because unless you share the technology and you produce in India, you will not get the benefit of PLI. And PLI benefit can be given to you only this year compared to last year, which means at least you should stay in India for 12 months. Then only we will compare how you did last year and how you did this year. Otherwise, so government can give a commitment to you that come to India, we will give you PLI. But the real PLI allocation will happen only next year. Because this year, Taiwan is establishing the factory. Government will judge Taiwan based on 12 months performance. And then government will say, compared to this year, next year, your performance is good. So take PLI. So PLI is applicable for both domestic and foreign companies. The only condition is that the foreign company must operate in India and register a new company, a new branch in India and share its technology. What is the exact meaning of subsidy? Oh, okay, I'll tell you. Before I teach the subsidy chapter, I can tell you one line meaning. So meaning of subsidy is that, for example, I'm the government of India and you are that ice cream factory. What did I tell you? That I just want to see whether you increased your sale and investment or not. And if you did both and I'm satisfied, I'm not asking you anything in return. I'm just saying that in your normal course of business, I'm just judging you. In return, I don't want anything from you. And if I feel that you have satisfied my conditions, in return, nothing. Just satisfy my conditions. I will make a payment to you which you don't have to return. So you get this payment which you don't have to return. And number two, the government directly is not getting anything in return from you. So neither am I asking this money back, nor I am saying that you should give some ice cream to me. So no quid pro quo. I am just transferring the money to you for today. PMP, yeah, PMP is still in function. The government has not killed it, but it is not operational for practical purposes. Custom duties, that we will see in taxes. PP, we will see that in taxes. Priyanka, we will see that in taxes, not today. Because I like to keep the topic separate. It gives better clarity. But only 4% of the workforce is 1/3 of the population. Correct, Renu. So for example, Population of India 143 crore. What is the total workforce of India? Roughly 60 crore. That's the total workforce, not 40 crore, roughly 60 crore. Latest update. So latest data is 56.5 crore is the workforce, but I take it to be 60 crore. Out of this 60 crore, 4.7% of this is skilled. This I would have taught you when I teach employment to you. Definitely will do this point. So बच्चों बताइए, I want to ask you this question, that would you be available on one of the days on either Friday, Saturday or Sunday, wherever possible for you. If one day I get the classroom, I'll call you not for teaching, पढ़ाऊंगा नहीं कुछ, only answer writing. Teaching has already been done. Test and answer writing. Will you be available? So I'll let you know. Okay, that's one thing. And second thing, which topic would you like to study after this? First, I'll teach you MSME and startup. Which one would you like to study, MSME or startups? Trade after that. So MSME or startup, because I have to complete industry and trade together. I am teaching you as a block, not haphazard, but there is a plan. MSME, okay, MSME, done. All right, so see you guys then, have a good day. The pace of infrastructure development is slow. Is it a hurdle? Obviously, yes, correct. The pace of infrastructure development is slow and that's a hurdle. Yes, you will get the notification for answer writing session. In fact, on Thursday only, I'll make an announcement to you. Right? Thank you so much. And have a good day, guys. Do well. Huge mismatch between target and actual. As I already told you, that the government of India is taking more time in audit, plus the companies are not able to fulfill both the conditions of sale and investment because there is economic slowdown because of global issues as well as Indian economic slowdown. We have not been able to recover after COVID, so that's one of the reasons. And did I tell you one thing yesterday, that I am planning to minimize your burden of having two set of handouts? Because imagine that this is what I felt. As a student, I felt this, that if I give you a typed handout of this size and written handouts, handwritten notes of class of this size, almost 2,000 pages, don't you think it's a great disservice and we are destroying our UPSC chances? So what I have decided is I teach most of the things in the class, and earlier I used to give this kind of diagrams, the PLI diagrams, in a printed manner. But then I realized that if we do it in the class, because we are already coming, it will give a very good practice to us, at least once we practice in the class. So I'm going to convert 99% of the handouts into class dictations, and there is one hidden agenda as well. मैं agenda बताता हूँ आपको. This I feel very strongly. Since you guys are attending my lecture and coming to the class, now imagine some unique points which I'm telling you this year to write in your mains answer, etc. Those unique points going outside the class every day after the class, it's a bad thing. Because in the exam, if you have nothing unique to write and everybody is writing the same answer, there's a problem. So I don't want to give everything in the form of, at least the unique things I don't want to give in the form of handout. I want to keep it strictly for the class, where I will make you write, we will dictate, we will discuss, so that these things remain at least exclusive for you till the time you are writing your mains. So this I want to maintain. So this is also one of the reasons. Fine. So we will have everything in form of one class written notes, carry it, carry your data book, and your preparation is complete. So your burden of handouts will be little less. The PDFs, etc. I can give in the PDF form. Yes. The MCQs, etc. I'll give you in the PDF form. Absolutely correct. Fine. See you. Thank you so much.